Alrighty, welcome to the Category C finals of Virgo Cup. That's right. We have on the left here we have Mancos Valados, and on the right we have Boris Yeta. Two awesome teams. Clearly they made it to the finals, and now they're going to decide who is going to take home the crown and become the new Category C Virgo Cup champion, the ultimate Virgo. Man, I didn't know what that meant until recently. You know, I mean, it's obvious, obviously, but well, I was hoping it meant something else, but there you go. I can't help it. You guys, if you win this, you are the ultimate Virgo. What can I say? All right, let's introduce our players, shall we? We're going to start with Mancos Valados here. In the blue, we have Juan Camon playing as the Chinese. All right, that's what we expected. In the green, we got David Spin going for Sicilians. All right, then, that's good. Still. In the teal, we have Cobra Car playing as the Vietnamese. All right. And no, he does not have access to the Cobra Car. That will be illegal. That's against the rules. Ooh. In the purple, we have Enne playing as the Koreans. That's what we did think, indeed. In the yellow, we have Damilongi playing as the Berbers. Strong Arabia Civ. I like that. In the red, last but not least, we've got Tino playing as the Malay. Alright, that I did not see coming. I thought Malay would be for Kawasan, but here we are, Malay on Arabia. Alright, well, we got some civilizations to banter about, don't we? Alright, let's see. I guess we could just start with Malay. So we have Malay versus Chinese on this side. Now, clearly Malay have the easier start. I think that's pretty much a given. But I think at this point, most players will have figured out mostly how to do Chinese. I mean, blue is kind of a villager ahead, but you can see he still has 46 seconds of idle time, so he didn't quite manage to do it all the way when you are 2 villagers ahead, basically, right? Because your opponents have to research loom, which means you will immediately get a villager ahead then, and keep that Vil lead if, of course, you keep your town center producing. But yeah, Chinese, of course, are very vulnerable to early lames, but after that, they turn into a beautiful, amazing civilization that simply destroys all in 1v1. In team games, it's a little bit more limited because the strength of the Chinese comes in adaptability, something that you don't really have to worry about in team games, because what will you be doing? Archers, right? You're not really going to have to do anything else, at least not until the late game, if you can actually have the economy to afford other options like Hussar or Halberdier. But for the rest, again, strong civilization at discount on technology is really helping you through the ages. I suppose of Malay, who are about to lose a villager here. A villager that is not loomed. Ooh, Red's going to try to pull that back. 2 more hits, but I think Red's going to save it. Blue will have to abandon this. Elephant Lame coming in at the same time. Red shooting a few of his goats there. Yeah, this was a tricky situation, but the elephant... Wow, the elephant just kept standing there. Well, isn't that nice? If this were me, it would have gone home immediately. It's now green, as blue lost his scout. Green coming in as well. I guess he wanted to see what this was all about, huh? Well, green gets out with a scare, and he will be okay. Good stuff. Now, that green and teal and blue were forward is not a surprise because, of course, teal is Vietnamese. Yet another good civilization, I'd say. One of the better Arabia civs for sure. Right, well, because you get extra HP on your archers, you know where your opponent is, of course, that's kind of nice. Something that purple clearly does not know, and purple is going to pay the price for that. My god, that's a lot of dead scouts at the start already. I think these Category C teams are a little bit nervous for the finals. I mean, wouldn't you be? I used to think that it was called Virgo Cup because the organizer were Virgo side or something like that. It's only just like a month ago that a friend told me what Virgo stands for. Yeah, see, that's what I thought too. I thought it was the Virgo sign, right? That's what I thought. It's like, all right, that's okay, I guess. Astrology, yay! Nope. Oh man, and we all willingly signed up for this. All of us, a bunch of Virgos. We had no idea. See, this is why you need to read the fine print, so you know what you're signing up for. You know, you can take part in this tournament, but you do turn into a giant Virgo. So, yeah, even those with children. I don't know how that happened, but it's a magical tournament, you guys. It's magic. Alrighty. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Vietnamese being cool. course, there's one unit that the Vietnamese have access to. It's called the Rattan Archer, an anti-archer archer. One that I'd like to see if we actually get to it, but it requires a castle to make it. But if you can make it, it's very strong. Then we have a forward villager. What is this villager going to do? Ooh. Now, this villager has loom. Luckily, it's not Magyars, obviously. We would have been able to kill that lion in one strike. But, yeah. I'm wondering what that villager's up to. Let's just quickly finish up our discussion here. As Teal is a very big risk of getting a scout walled in. If this was Hera, you would have a gate right here, palisade wall right there, and this scout would be dead by now. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Yeah, wall it in. Wall it in. One more. This one still. Did he do it? Yes! The scout is walled in! Haha! My god, people are like not paying attention to their scouts this game. 2 scouts dead, 1 scout walled in, and you'll notice when Teal realized it because he will start attacking the walls immediately. Alright, so Koreans for purple is a nice counter to Vietnamese. It is armor versus HP, which is better. Well, I think I'd prefer to have the HP because you can still get the armor upgrade. But until then, Koreans do have the option to quickly go into skirms if they need to. And of course, their archers do have that extra armor already. As Green is frantically axing something down here. We have men-at-arms. That villager has gone back home. So I guess that was just a misclick or not really intentional. As we have Red trying to get into Blue's base, who has kind of walled the front. Wow, this base is kind of open, isn't it? Jeez. Now, I guess he walled to his goal, but this is not an ideal base, I'd say. This lumber camp could have been maybe over here. That would have been a little bit better, I guess. Yeah, I guess Blue will have to find a way to secure himself against the melee player. Now, you may ask, how in God's name is the melee player up so fast? Well, melee player has faster up times. Therefore, you can go up later with more villagers and still be up around the same time. Or go up earlier and simply just get ahead of your opponent. Whichever you prefer. It's either a military advantage or an economic advantage, as these villagers aren't working. Improved pathing, they said. Improved pathing, huh? I just don't remember that ever happening in the old game. Did that happen in the old game? Like that, right? With 2 villagers bumping and being like an AI, like, oh, I'll go left. No, I'll go left. I'll go left. I'll go left. I don't know. Any case, the melee men-at-arms now poised to break through the walls here. Blue has the wall behind, has to get some archers out as well. I guess Red assumes that everything else is walled, even though if he just walked around, he would have found a juicy, scrumptious wood line to raid. One thing we didn't talk about yet as... Teal figured it out. He figured it out. Yeah. It's always embarrassing when that happens, isn't it? It's always embarrassing. And there you go. The scout unceremoniously executed by purple. What kind of diplomatic repercussions that will get from Teal, we do not yet know. But I hear that the Vietnamese people is outraged by the Korean insult. So, gonna get bloody. Alright, we got green versus yellow, which is Sicilians versus Berbers. Now, Sicilians, of course, have knights that resist camels, so the Berber players should not make camels and castellates under any circumstances. You do not need them. There's no reason to go for camels. They just do not do any more damage to knights than a normal knight would. Actually, camels versus Sicilian knights do 12.5 damage. That's just in half damage more than a normal knight, which means the knight is a lot better. Now, after this next upcoming patch, I don't know what the numbers are going to be. Camels are going to look a little bit better again, but still, right? Still, knights are the better units here anyways. As yellow and green taking a fight there. Red's still not with a lot of archers here. It's taken a while for him to get them to the battlefield. As a result, yellow and red fighting with just melee units, and it's going to be difficult to kill Blue's archers. Okay, now red shows up with fletching. Blue does have fletching. No, he does not have fletching. Ooh, no fletching for Blue. That may explain why the men-at-arms stayed alive for this long. I remember Vils being far smarter on Age of Conquerors and AoE 2 HD, but I don't know what happened to them in DE. I have no clue. I have no clue. I do know what happened to these archers here for Blue. They got completely gobsmacked. There you go. Blue's archers down into the dust. And Blue now, again, without archers. And this time, there is archers for Red, putting pressure on the front. Teal and Purple taking a fight. But it looks like Teal took a bad fight there, with Purple having the hill, taking out a few of Teal's archers. And Teal is going to have to back up, back to home with you. 11 archers now for purple as he's chasing the Teal army while Teal's trying to get in the reinforcements from the back of his base. In the meantime, yellow and red have broken into blue's base. Yeah, this was likely to happen. And now blue is going to have to forfeit that awkward wood line, I mean. Also, it's going to be awkward for him to reinforce with archers now because those archer rings are on the front, which means that the archers have to pass by red, and red can snipe that. Red just passing, though. Okay, but that archer goes down. See, that's what I mean. So reinforcing is really difficult here. It's better to keep him in your archer range for a while, wait until this army goes more to the left, and then you make him come out again. Okay, so yellow now leaving red. Red is now on his own, which means that green can maybe take a fight here. But remember, there's still some men-at-arms in here. Men-at-arms that red doesn't care about. He will want to trade those against the scouts as much as he can. As blue... blue made a hole here to try to escape, but that's just letting in red. And now it's forcing green to take a fight. But red, who was not supported by yellow for a second there, almost lost an archer there to that sneak attack from green. Now blue, of course... keeps his villagers alive for the time being, but red should just walk right in here. Red, go back! Go back, red! Kill the vills! There's a hole! You can just walk right in! The enemy made a hole for you! Take it! Alright, we got teal now on a hill. Of course, that makes it difficult for purple to engage this as red walks into the TC. Red, that hole is still there! Just walk right in! Why, you think the villagers aren't there anymore? Red! Walk in the hole! Alright, now green is back with more scouts. Green also with armor on his scouts as well, with something that the Berber player also did. So yellow also invested. And my god, is someone gonna walk into this wood line? Like, this is like... Guys, there's 9 villagers there, and most of them are weak. You could just walk right in. What are we doing? Losing focus here a little bit. They get so preoccupied fighting green. I mean, a yellow does this fine, but red, just walk right in. 3 kills! Oh my god! On the other side, we got archers fighting on this side, obviously, but it's pretty toe-to-toe here. Both players actually microing 2 groups at the same time. Now, green lost most of his scouts here, and now red and yellow are gonna go to Greenstown. Alright. They must think it's a trap, maybe that those villagers are perverts or something like that. Yeah, perverted villagers. That's what arrows are for, Chanchilaro. You shoot them with arrows. That ends their perversion, you know. Well, in any case, unfortunately, now because blue apparently made red and yellow think it's a trap, now green is on the receiving end of this pressure. Green trying to make more scouts, but as a result, he will delay his own castellate's time if he's ever gonna get there, as green is losing villagers fast. And now blue is probably going to have to join here in the north to come and help out against the aggressors. Red's in the encapsulates almost, and ah, my god, Belay, man. He clicked up like, what, a minute and a half ago, and he's already there. Bam. Before teal even gets there. Look at that. Blue never gonna get the castellates at this rate. At least he's gonna be far behind as crossbows coming in from the middle lane player. Now, red, you should pull back your archers. Pull back your archers so they can't shoot those. Because blue is going to try to micro these down. That's what blue should be doing here. Problem is, yellow is still with the more scouts, and green simply doesn't have the numbers to defend himself here. There's nothing green can do. They're going to need teal to come back here now. Teal is on the way with what soon will be crossbows or something like that, because someone's going to have to save green here. It's not going to be green. Green's not up to the castellates. Blue's not up to the castellates. Yellow is. Purple is. Red is in castellates. They're gonna need something. Blue needs to take a heroic fight here against these crossbows. You need to snipe these blue, because, I mean, green can deal with the scouts, but not the crossbows. It's gonna be too difficult. Blue just sniped 2 crossbows. I mean, there's a few weak ones here, so technically, 1 hero scout taking out another crossbow. Very good. Blue, just take the fight. Just take the fight. Trade against this, because you need to kill this right now. There you go. Blue saving his buddy there, and keeping Monkos Walrus in the game. Even if just barely. Even if just barely. I mean, like, jeez. I mean, blue lost 13 vills. Green lost 9. Clear lead for Boris Yeta at the moment. Yet another villager going down as well. Ay. Alright, we have teal picking off a few scouts that were sent in to reinforce, as we now have crossbows finally hitting that wood line, except now blue has a tower, which he's not paying attention to at the moment because villagers are still dying. Blue! No! That's what the tower's for! Oh man, first game jitters are real for Mongols Walrus, it seemed. Like, they have a hard time keeping their base under lockdown and surviving. Teal even having to come all the way here, and Teal surprising red, killing his entire army. Teal definitely bailing out blue for the time being, because blue is still not in the feudal age. And you know where that came from. There will be more armies going forward, and this time with ballistics. Now, of course, because Teal had to help in the south, he wasn't able to put pressure on purple, and now as a result is outnumbered in the north until he can get his army back up. Which he's not going to do. He's going to send it forward to raid red, which is fine in itself, but yeah, he's going to be behind in this fight now against purple. And remember, those Korean crossbows, they do have that extra armor, which definitely helps you a little bit. It takes away a little bit of damage, after all. And they only take 5 damage per shot, which means they die in 7 shots instead of more than that. But then Vietnamese archers have more HP, so I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Hey, that's also 7 shots. Huh. That's ironic. Wow. That's kind of well balanced if you think about it. Look, a Vietnamese crossbow dies in 7 shots if it has 1 armor upgrade, as does a Korean crossbow with that armor upgrade. But of course, as soon as the Vietnamese player gets that armor upgrade, the second one, then it will be less. Crazy good. Alrighty, blue trying to take out the villagers building the siege workshop as he almost gets it. But yeah, the knights killing the archers, the crossbows with ballistic. That siege workshop will go up as red finally remembers that indeed there is such a thing as economy tax. But the double bit X comes in as well. It's not looking good for blue, as blue is still yet to click up, and these few towers are not going to save him. So blue's going to have to find a way to stay alive here and hope that on the other hand Teal can take a good fight and push on his side, because Mongols Walrus, they're going to need it. They're going to need it big time. They are behind by 40 villagers almost. They are behind by 40 military as well. It's been 14 knights for yellow, just 2 for green. Yeah, this is gonna be quite a challenge to stay alive now. I mean, blue is on the way to Castle Age. Does he have crossbows? He does not. So he didn't produce a whole lot of archers, and the archers that he did produce, he just lost. So, yeah. Green also going to go to 3 town centers because he feels the need to produce and boom, and he kind of needs to. He's kind of behind the vil count there. It's 41 vils for him, 50 for yellow, and yellow already at 18 knights. So yellow's been producing like crazy. Aye. Alright, Mangonel shot. Mangonel, come on. No, purple, that's cheating. You can't pay attention. That's not allowed. Alright, +2 is in for the yellow Berber Knights. Remember, Berber Knights are also discounted, which makes it very easy to spam a lot of Knights in the Castle Age. This is really the time to shine for Berbers. Yeah, some houses get taken down. Not that blue really needs those anyways, because he has 35 villagers, which are mostly garrisoned in towers and town centers now. Rams will take down this town center soon, and if green has to stick around here to keep blue alive, then teal will probably not be able to push out. Yeah, this game is looking more and more like it will go in the favor of Boris Yeta. It's just going to be really difficult to come back from this. When you're this far behind, it's going to be really difficult to come back. So, I guess we'll see. It's going to depend on how teal takes fights against purple and how yellow... Well, if green can delay the death of blue as long as he can. But as you can see, green's knights getting completely overwhelmed, having to fight against crossbows and more knights. And blue is just going to die here. At the same time, ooh, that must have been a good shot with the Mangonel. Let's see how many kills did this Mangonel get. 2 kills, that's decent. And Steel pushes back this army from purple. Of course, at a high cost himself, as he too has lost a lot of crossbows. Town center has gone down, and blue is fast dying as blue, buying a castle somehow. He's going to drop a castle on this side to kind of buy some time for green, although that castle can just be bypassed, obviously. Yes, Mangonel shot, kapow! Nice. It's not going to save Teal. Teal has no army himself, so how is Teal going to push? I mean, Purple has an army. Purple has 26 crossbows, so Teal thinking, oh, I just finished to clean up. It's fine, we're safe now. The next wave is coming. Yeah, Boris Yeta looking strong. Looking strong indeed. 94 military versus 13. 122 versus 185. Oof. Yup. Mangonel, that looks like almost a 1-for-1. Steel tries to snipe this Mangonel, gets the Mangonel, nicely done. Yeah, I think the only thing that might save Monko's Walrus here is a fast imp from from Teal, maybe, but that will just lead to Yellow going to Teal and just destroying him as well. Right now, though, Yellow with 34 knights, 66 villagers, 52 for green, and only 8 knights. It's just, how do you survive against this? That is enough knights to take out town centers. Supported as well by the melee crossbows. There's 24 of them here. That means they can two-shot knights in castle aids, of course, especially with thumb ring. That's a lot easier now. And like I said, that castle will just be bypassed. You know, it protects Blue's economy down here. It does not protect Green. Green dropping a Sicilian castle, as you can see, that goes up really, really fast. Boom! Stonks, man. Look at that castle go up. There you go. That castle will at least buy him some time. But it's only going to last until purple goes to Imperial Age or red goes to Imperial Age and gets some siege out to start taking down these castles. In the meantime, that castle can't save your entire economy, and yellow's going to be looking for it, killing everything else. Purple, in the meantime, laying siege to Teal as Teal's trying to defend himself with some Mangonels. Gets a shot. Nicely done there. Nice snipe there on that purple Mangonel. Also forcing purple to back off a little bit. At the same time, knights are just destroying everything, as red and yellow's economy is a lot better. 76 villagers for red, and he's on the way to Imperial Age, as is purple. Both of them will access Arbalest, will access Imperial Age siege equipment, and after that, I just don't know how you come back from this as Monko's Walrus. Teal is on the way to Imp, that's true. He only has 12 crossbows at the moment, though. So even when he gets there, he will actually be later to Imp than purple with fewer Arbalest. It's just going to be so difficult to come back from this one. Yeah, that Feudal Age Rush on blue did a lot of damage. It really did. And then especially on green, set him behind big time. And that's a problem because green already has, you know, a disadvantage versus Berbers. Remember, all things being equal, Berbers produce more knights with the same resources. And things weren't even equal, they actually favored the Berber player as well. So that's a double whammy. Not only do you have fewer resources, the Berber player can also outspam you big time. Yes, the blue's base is completely leveled. Not a whole lot he can do. Villagers getting sniped. Yeah, red and Imperial Age. At that point, you know that castle won't stand for long, as yellow's just going to run right on the blue's DC. He has the villagers to just take down his DC if he wants to. Right now, he's busy taking down stables just to make sure that green can never produce. But yeah, this game looks like it is a clear win for Boris Yeta. I don't think you can come back from this. Now, you may wonder, okay, so why is Monko's Walrus, why aren't they resigning? Now, I mean, just think about it, right? It's a very important game. It's the finals. You're probably really nervous as a team. You know, you have to get warmed up as well. And then, of course, losing a first game can be pretty bad for the team psychology, the team morale. So instead of getting frustrated, you're just going to sit there for a second, just kind of play at 50%, knowing that you're going to lose. It's okay. Calm down. Get yourself mentally ready for the next game, which will be on your home map, where you have a decisive advantage. Yeah, because I don't think right now that Monko's Walrus is playing this thinking they can still win this. I mean, they'll try anything they can, obviously, but the lead is just too strong for Boris Yeta, and they should not give this up. They should not lose from this position, as Blue gets completely massacred, has one villager left. Yeah, Purple extending his siege lines, of course, making sure Teal can never get help from Green or help Green in the meantime. Yeah, see, they're not making anything right now. They're just kind of chilling at this point. Which, of course, I hope they don't chill for too long. Now, there you go. The GG is called. See, don't worry. There you have it. The GG is called. Monko's Walrus tapping out the first game goes to Boris Yeta. Alright, yeah. It all started with an attack on Blue. Blue's base layout was kind of wacky to me already. How he had walled that looked really messy, actually. I don't know exactly what happened there. But yeah, he wasn't able to get... he lost his archers in that early fight over here against the men-at-arms. and the archers for red. After that, red and yellow occupied this hill, which kind of should have been walled. That would have been more important, actually, to wall this hill, because it was very, very dangerous. I understand, you know, my gold is right there, but you tower that gold, wall the hill, make sure that they can't, and wall this hill, make sure that they can't sit on that, because hills are the bane of bases, man. Now, blue is lucky that they didn't run into his wood line, because they would have slaughtered 9 villages. But unfortunately for the team, that only meant that yellow and red decided to go to green and did even more damage in green space, right? So green lost a lot of economy there as well. And blue is defeated, except for this castle. Jeez. Yeah, but after that, it just never got any better. It delayed green massively, and by the time he got the castellates and got knights out, yellow already had 15 knights on the field. And now you're just so far behind in numbers, it's really difficult to come back from that. On the other side, teal, because he had to send armies to the south, couldn't push purple anymore, whereas before he had been going toe-to-toe with purple, and purple started outnumbering him in both the vill count as well as in the numbers. Yeah, and if there's no push in the north from teal, then there's just no hope anymore for Mancos Walrus. You need to have a push somewhere. Someone needs to be pushing. If both sides are under siege, that's never a good sign. That's always a, we may die here very well. That's what that means. Let's look at the statistics. We have 110 kills for red. There you go. So red definitely doing a great job on his side, both against blue and against green. Of course, yellow with his production far outproducing green, 45 to 92. That is almost double the production. And that is not just because he's Berbers, because it's not like your knights are at half the price. That's not how it works. So yeah, great production from all these players here. That's good. Economy-wise, yellow's economy also far better than green's economy. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, all the things that could favor Borders Yeta this game did favor Borders Yeta this game, especially vill count. 112 villages versus 64. Yeah, double the production, double the vill count. Look at that. It's almost like that goes hand in hand, huh? APM-wise, the fastest player here was Tino with 50, but closely matched by green's 50 as well. That'd be the spin. Alrighty then. That was our first game. Well, admittedly, probably a wake-up call for Mancos Walrus that, oh crap, we are in the freaking finals. Someone showed up to play. Borders Yeta certainly did. Now we're going to hope that Mancos Walrus are going to be able to clap back on their home map. And which home map will that be? Let's have a look, shall we? Alright, so we got Mancos Walrus on the right here. It's going to be either Chaos Pit or Kawasan. Now, the thing is, you just got most of what happened last game all happened in Feudal Age, right? Most of it. I mean, Castle Age was a follow-up to Feudal Age, but it was the Feudal Age dynamic of the game that made it go in favor of Borders Yeta over Mancos Walrus. So, my guess is because of that maybe they won't want to go for Chaos Pit, which is very much a Feudal Age map, right? It's a very chaotic map. You don't just get the fast castle on that, trust me. There's a lot of crap happening before that, which means that, I mean, if you just got up, you came up against that other team that overwhelmed you a little bit with their Feudal Age aggression, and maybe for the team morale as well, for the team psychology, maybe going for Kawasan first would make a lot of sense. So I'm going to assume that is the map pick for them. Of course, just by that reasoning. They may very well go for Chaos Pit, go the other way around, say, you know what, let's us make it messy, right? And then, strike right back at them. That may be the reasoning as well, but I think it's going to be Kawasan. That would be my guess. It's the more quiet, more calm map of the two. Alright, so assuming that, let's have a look at these civilizations. We got a win with Berbers, with, what were the other civilizations? We have Malay and Koreans, right. And on the other side, we have a loss with Vietnamese, a loss with Sicilians, and a loss with Chinese, right. Alright, now if it's Kawasan, right, for Mongols, Walrus, Portuguese will be a good civilization. Your fire galleys have more HP, which really helps you. Italians will be fine as well. They can use that fish to go up to the next age a lot faster because it's cheaper for them to go to the next stage. Malians would be a good civ here as well because it's a great hybrid civ, so as is Lithuanians, by the way. And of course Lithuanians also have the added bonus, you can get the relics in the middle of the map, you know exactly where they are, and get yourself that extra bonus attack on your knights. So my guess is Lithuanians here. then probably with Portuguese and or Italians. I don't think they're going to pick both. And then they may actually go for a Malian flank here. They may do that. Because we also have Teutons, Khmer, and Burgundians, right? So we already have 4 cavalry civs still, which leaves Malians kind of as a flank civ. So they may decide to go for that, given the wood savings. Now, in the late game, that may not be too strong, but early on, you may get ahead of your opponent. Alright. So for Boris Yeta, we have Persians. That's the obvious choice for this map. Persians are a really good hybrid civ, after all, because their docks work twice as fast. And of course, you get some extra wood, so you can get that dock up faster. So fish booming on Kawasan, very strong. Japanese, great civ, and then I guess Byzantines will be my 2 picks. Now that Malay is out, Japanese, Byzantines, Persians, that would be my guess, at least, for Kawasan. Those civilizations would be pretty strong. Although I could see a world in which they go for Huns, and go for cavalry archers, which has happened. But remember, Dry River is also in the map pool, and I would prefer Huns on that map. So those are my guesses. Those are my predictions. But of course, there's only one way to find out. Let me take a sip of water here. Gotta drink your water after all, especially for a long day like today. It's very important to keep hydrated. Alright, let me find the second game for you here. And let's have a look. Second game will be on Kawasan. There you go. Alright, so I'm glad that I can kind of crawl into these teams' minds, and kind of feel what they, what they would pick. Alright, this makes a lot of sense to me. So, you guys ready? Second game on Kawasan. Let's go. Alright, well, welcome to Kawasan. It is 1-0 in favor for Boris Yeta, which means that Mancos Walrus, they're going to have to pull out the big guns for this match, because you don't want to fall behind 2-0 in a best of 5. That means you have to reverse sweep your opponent, and no one would be happy about that one, because remember, reverse sweeping is difficult, especially at this stage in the tournament when the team that you're facing is literally the other best team of the tournament. Alright, let's introduce our players though. We're going to start with Mancos Walrus since they lost the previous map. This is their home map after all. In the blue, we've got Cowboy playing as the Italians. Good stuff, that's what we figured. In the green, we have Burgundians for Davide Spin. Alright, Burgundians. I don't mind that. Burgundians are pretty strong as well. No problem about it. I mean, Hera even seems to think it's one of the most OP civilizations at the moment because of those resource savings. So, yeah, let's go. And until we've got Juan Caimon playing as the Lithuanians. Alright then, Lithuanian flank. Now, this happens from time to time. It goes wrong more often than not, so let's see what Mancos Walrus have prepared for us then, because that's interesting. In the red, we've got Tino playing as the Vikings. What? Viking flank on Kawasan, that's crazy. Alright, we will talk about why exactly that is risky. Right? I'm not saying it's terrible, I'm just saying it's not very good offensively. In the yellow, we've got Persians for Damilongi. Yeah, that would be very surprising to me if they did not go for Persians. I'm still surprised they didn't go for Japanese, which are the better civ here than Vikings, in my opinion. But still, right? In the purple, we have Simon playing as the Byzantines. Now, that right there is a very good pick right here. Something that we definitely expected. So, let's talk about our civilization, shall we? Now, of course, just to really quickly recap what this map is about. Pawns, berries in the middle. You can fight over these pawns in the middle. Boom. And there you go. That's Kawasan in a nutshell. Nah, I mean, you know what I mean, obviously. The focal point of the early feudal age will be the pawns between the two flanks, right? So if you want to fight for these, you're going to have to, well, dock and make some navy, but you're not going to make galleys. There's no space. Not enough space here. Trying to open galleys usually goes wrong. You just get outpopped. There's literally no reason to make galleys unless you have one water and you make galleys, make a galley on the other side to just stop your opponent from docking. That is fine. That is totally fine. But I would never ever make galleys in a small pond like this. It's just not worth it. The problem is, a player like Red cannot but make galleys. As, Red trying to go forward now with a villager. But Red is here with a scout. Teal's trying to get a kill on that villager. One more hit. And the villager goes down. And Teal's like, thank you very much. And I'm out of here. Yeah. Red, of course, wanted to dock this pond and not the forward pond, right? So this is a strategy. You know, docking over here so you have safe base, because again, Vikings don't get fire galleys, therefore they can't defend themselves on this bond in the feudal age. Longboats, you may stand a chance, but again, that's castle age, and the whole point of this bond is to get you to castle age faster, which is why I think Japanese would have been the better pick here for Borders Yeta, because Japanese fishing ships, they fish faster, right? They're also more durable. You get fire galleys as Japanese, and of course, you actually have better archers nowadays because you actually get a thumb ring. So yeah. That's why I would like that a bit more. Now, of course, Vikings still benefit from the fact that their economy is awesome in feudal age and castle age, having wheelbarrow and handguard for free, which your opponents don't get, making your economy a lot more efficient. And also, if your opponents research those technologies themselves, they will fall behind to you in the vill count. So again, Vikings have some other stuff going for them on land. I can certainly imagine a world where you use this fish to get your economy up a lot faster, and then just go for Imperial Age as fast as possible with a boom behind walls, right? As Kawasan is fairly wallable, right? Fairly wallable. How the woodline spawn for red? Not so much actually, but it could be worse. As red walls in the Ville, just to make sure that this scout can snipe it. Good stuff. Alright. As Yellow's also walling up. Teal already, notifying his teammates of that. It's good to know that, though. You want to know what the pocket is doing, because the pocket is more often than not, going to go fast castle here after his teammates get up the team walls. As you can see, purple is walling up the left-hand side as well. Has docked the middle, as has blue. It's going to be an interesting matchup. I would favor Byzantines here. Yes, Italian dock technology is cheaper, which is neat, but Byzantines have the best fire galleys in the game, by far. Right, 25% extra attack speed makes those fire galleys really dangerous, especially on a pond like this. So expect blue to have to struggle in order to stay on this pond. I like that purple is also scouting right now. He's scouting for blue. He didn't quite find it. A little bit further, purple. You will find blue. There you go. Now purple has confirmed that blue is on water. That's good to know. Blue, though, is on the way to feudal age a lot faster than purple is. Is purple, is he going to try to fast castle this then, or what? Ah, the uptime for purple kind of slow here. Blue did a better job with that. Now, of course, remember, for blue, it's cheaper to go up to the next age, right? That applies to feudal age as well. But still, like, blue is already almost there, and purple only now clicking up. So there will be a minute and a half here where purple can't make any military. Yeah, you can easily get overwhelmed by fire galleys in that time, as blue also is going to get a second dock up. So 2 fire galleys will be out before purple is even in feudal age. Wow. All right. Yeah, uptimes on water are important for this very reason. Now, if you're going to fight on water, you need to wall on Kawasan. Playing open is a really big risk. If you're not a professional player who can do everything at the same time, I think us mortals should just wall this and go for a nice little team wall. Green is on the way to feudal age. The question is, what is he going to do? He is building a barracks, though, but he's also on gold. So my guess is that he wants to go for a fast castle here. Without walls, it's very dangerous, but he knew that yellow wasn't gonna go for feudal age play, because yellow also up very late, went for 26 villages. That's a pretty late fast castle actually, but yeah, fast castle it is. Therefore, you know not to expect enemy scouts in your base, so you don't have to waste wood on walls. So we have a men-at-arm rush from the Viking player now. All right. As Teal has indeed gone for what I suspected he would do, scouts or Lithuanians. Yeah. The thing is, I don't really like flank scouts. I really don't like it. Like, if you can get them out fast, sure. But the problem is, on a map with fish, that slows you down. Going for a dock and fishing ships, it slows you down, right? And then the scout rush is just not going to make a whole lot of sense anymore at that stage in the game. Because by the time you get scouts out, spearmen will be out, archers will be out, probably. You'll just get destroyed then. And at some point, you're going to have to go into skirmishers anyways. As you see, Teal's making scouts right now, but you're still going to have to fight these Viking men-at-arms, which have more HP. Alright, well, blue killing 2 fishing ships from purple already, and has way more navy on the field. Purple is going to go for a 3rd dock here to try to catch up again. As blue now 2v1 in the ship, while this ship takes out fishing ships. Yeah, I mean, blue is already getting a huge lead on water as is. You know, he still has fishing ships working, whereas purple is going to lose his. But it's not like purple can't clap back here. Remember, purple still has the better fire galleys, see? Wait. Or does it not apply yet? It says minus 0.0. That can't be right. Huh. Anyways, Men-at-Arms getting cleared up now by the villagers and by the scouts. Teal losing one villager here, but at least the Men-at-Arms are dead. But yeah, that's what I mean. Now by the time you're going to go forward, there will be spearmen here. There's already two on the field, one in the pipeline, and archers will be coming out soon. So I'm not sure how effective the scouts are going to be here. You're going to have to switch it up anyways. I think what is a much better approach, use the Lithuanian bonus to get it up fast uptime, right? Which is what Lithuanians are good for, that's true. And then just go for archers. Go for archers or skirmishers, something like that. Go offensive with that. Force your opponent into his own ranged units, right? And then in Castle Age, you go for knights, right? That way, your opponent won't be mass-producing spearmen from the feudal age, right? Alright, well, purple is still holding on water. He's got one fishing ship working right now. As don't use the demo. Use the demo on the fish. It would have been better. Anyways, kills that. Blue also repairing. Also repairing his fire guys, that's good, but he is 2v1 on water at the moment, and yeah, some fire guys will die here very soon. His purple is, yeah, he's still making a lot of fire guys, so purple is not going to give up on water anytime soon. Teal, oh yeah, red. See, that's the thing, red, if you're not going to go for water, you cannot wall to water, because if you do that, teal will just destroy it with navy. So you can't do that, that doesn't work. You're going to have to wall between the wood lines here. Like, if you wall the water, it's too easy for teal to just destroy your walls. Because if you're not going to go for water, then what's stopping his navy, huh? Red's still going to try to get the walls up over here. We'll be fully walled in the north then, but of course, again, at water, it's going to be troublesome. As yeah, there you go. Oh no! Blue made a trade cock. Ah, misclick. I think he thought he was producing something else, and Blue just realized it. Is it gonna get gold though? This is what we need to know now. Okay, how much gold is that? 5 gold. Is it gonna be able to make it back? I think so. Blue's gonna get a huge bonus there. Yeah, let's go trade. Don't think purple is gonna let that happen for too long. Looks like blue is actually getting pushed off of water. As the trade cock. No, bring in the gold, trade cock. What are you doing? Trade cock, bring the gold in. We need that 5 gold. Let's go. As blue is just using it to tank fire. But there's 5 gold. Yes. Oh, he did it. He did it. He brought in the gold. Let's go. All right. Well, blue is kind of off of water for the time being. Archer's taking out a fire guy together with a spearman. Spearman does have some extra bonus damage versus buildings after all. Yeah, the fire guy goes down. That's good. Of course, Teal knows exactly what it is, and Teal should, well, probably make some skirms in defense. He has clicked up to the castle age, so that's good. He also is on stone, so he probably wants to drop a castle then, which will probably go up forward. That's my guess, at least. As blue is making some navy, but lost his fishing ship, so yeah, purple's had his revenge. But blue is closer to castle age. Purple not so much. Purple did, of course, lose his fishing ships earlier. As a result, they didn't bring in as much food as blue's fishing ships did. We had a giant boom there for demo ships. And if you wondered, why did that sound like that? It's a mod. It's a mod that makes things sound like in Age of Empires 3, which I kind of like, actually. It sounds cool. My god, Janitri sound and Hand Cannoneer sound awesome with that mod. I swear to god. Not sure if that actually supposed to sound in Capture Age. I think it does. It should sound in Capture Age as well, because I do have the mods turned on as well. That's why we have small trees after all. Anyways, here comes Yellow. Yellow, of course, we haven't really talked a whole lot about him, but he is in Castle Age after all, already with 10 knights on the field, which he's making from 3 stables. Good stuff. Green, though, is... well, he just made it to Castle Age. He's making knights at the moment. We have 6 knights for green, so green is slightly behind here, as Teal was trying to get a gate up on this side. But as you can see, the army for yellow and red is fast breaking through. As Teal's trying to get the walls up, he knows he has to protect himself. He just made it to Castle Age himself. Got bloodlines as well. He's going to get some knights out also, but for now, a lot of pressure is being put on Teal. Green now sending its knights in, but there's only 9 knights versus 14, and once again, the Borosieta pocket is outproducing the pocket of the Mancos Walderos. Now, of course, this time the difference isn't as big as last game, but there's still a difference. Remember, Persian knights are also stronger than Burgundian knights until you get the Cavalier upgrade, which of course for Burgundians is very important. Now, of course, oh... Yeah, I think that Green here forgot a critical upgrade, actually. He forgot to get the second wood upgrade before Castle Age, which, of course, you could have gotten before Castle Age, right? Got a discount as well for Burgundians, and still a 50% food discount. Look at what a handsome man we have here. Hi, Prince. Why, thank you, Lakoni. Why, thank you. And how are you doing? Long time no siege. Aha. And yes, we have a camera now. Isn't it crazy? As Green and Teal trying to take a fight here, but it's just simply too many knights there. So the archers for Red do manage to get away, although actually Teal managing to snipe, well, at least chase this archer army down and weaken it somewhat, as the Persian knights are busy with the Burgundian knights, which again lack HP here. You do not get bloodlines until you get the cavalier upgrade, which basically gives you that HP. Player 3 got a knight stuck again. No! Ah, I hate it when that happens. I hate it so much when that happens. It's just not fair. Like, what do you do then? Delete the stable? Oh, man. Well, that sucks. It's basically one knight that you lost to, like, misfortune. Ah, misericordia. Ay. Okay, well, Red finally learned his lesson and realized, oh wait, I can't wall to the water, so let's not do that. Although that house is still rangeable by this galley. That's funny. What's going on in the south? Blue made a scout. Purple is walling behind. I like that. As what are these deer doing? Oh, look at that. They're eating the bushes. They're eating the bushes from the house. That's hilarious. You know, you're just trying to have a nice garden there, and then the freaking wildlife comes and eats your garden. Oh, man. Just wilderness problems. That's hilarious. I like it. That's very funny. Oh, man. Alright, Red is making longbows. Where is he making longbows? Oh! Red surprising Teal with the longbows. Teal did not make a lot of navy on water. He wasn't paying attention here as well. And here come the longboats now in Castle Age. In Castle Age, you can certainly compete for the pond as Vikings. And, Mancos Walrus taking control of both the middle ponds now. Of course, there's not a lot of fish left at this point. But yeah, totally worth it. Totally worth it. The entire fleet, the entire fishing fleet for Teal has been annihilated. And these longboats can easily kill fire galleys as well. And I wonder if Teal's going to actually bother to invest in food at this point. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That was some food income that Teal was banking on. Now he's going to have to make a lot more farms. He has just 11. That's not enough to produce from multiple stables. Simply isn't. Crossbows for Teal, just missing the villagers that were building a castle down here, as Teal will want to come and collect these relics. There you go. A monastery will go up here as well, and that is the idea there. Ooh, Max, how you doing, man? Good to see you. As Teal, he knows the crossbows are there. Oh, Red, I'm not sure if Red thinks he's not been spotted yet, but Teal actually did spot this. His knights don't have the +2 yet, though. Teal, not without the +2. Teal, don't do it. This may be really bad. I mean, he gets a nice surround, though. Hang on, I think because of the surround, he may be able to clear this up, then. Phew. I mean, if Red had actually, instead of going into the choke point, had just micro to the right, he would have been able to kill all these knights. Every single one of them. Like, getting into a choke point here was actually the wrong call for Red, right? It wasn't actually a really nice choke point. Like, you need a one-tile choke point like this. And actually, microing would have been better here. Nice wig, bro. What are you talking about, wig? Oh no! It's a down castle for now. I mean, there's still a villager there, but Yellow now knows about this, and Teal and Green are going to have to fight this. But actually, they have the better Night Mass now. They may actually very well be able to fight this, so good stuff. Purple on the way to Imperial Age as well. Just Byzantine things. I do have an 80s heavy metal style. That's right, heavy metal. I can headbang with this hair. That's right. A lot of it, too. Awesome. Alright, well, there's one villager will be able to finish this castle. Hopefully. Good stuff. Alright, now, as Yellow is slowly losing control of the middle, but only barely, Yellow still with a good night production there, far outproducing Green and Teal at the same time, as Yellow also has 79 villagers to work with, or at least villagers and fishing ships. We have a monk as well now for teal, trying to get a conversion, and he does get a conversion from yellow. Good stuff. Of course, yellow will know what is happening at the moment. He will know that relics will be collected, but I think yellow has been collecting relics himself. Yeah, look at that. Yellow got 2 relics already. So 2 of the 5 relics have been taken, which means that the Lithuanian player cannot maximize his potential. They're going to guard these 2 relics with their lives, because that may mean the difference between loss and victory. As purple makes it to Imperial Age. Purple has a great economy. The only problem is purple's got a lot of food probably. Wanna bet? Or at least he will have a lot of food with all these fish traps. Now, I think purple, who doesn't need a lot of food himself because he's going for Arbalest, which is fine, I think he should sling his teammates here. Sling your teammates, especially yellow, right? Sling yellow so you can get up to imp as well. If you have food left, this is the right time to do that. Alright, yellow trying to go for a conversion himself as the cavalier and knights make their way here. Blue will try to snipe that monk. And blue, oh, blue actually has dropped the castle himself. Is an Imperial Age. I didn't notice that actually. And is making Genoese Expos. I love that. Genoese Expos will absolutely destroy cavalry. So, not too bad, not too bad. Green also looking to click up here. He didn't make as much military as yellow did, but they're still pushing further into yellow's base. As yellow is now getting a little bit of revenge for what he did to Wonkos Walrus in the first game. And is yellow going to be able to defend himself here? Yellow's not up an imp. He doesn't have paladin yet, obviously. As blue with the Genoese Expos can easily kill all these knights. This will also mean purple will probably have to help out over here, but purple is busy attacking blue and cutting off reinforcements, which in itself is totally fine. Blue didn't get the Arbalest upgrade just yet. He didn't get Bracer either. Ooh, blue lacking some upgrades there. Yellow now for a quick defensive castle to defend most of his economy. I like that. That will go up. There's no way to deny that anymore. As teal and green are looking for some other kills to maybe lessen the vill count for yellow somewhat. Lessen the vill count. Talk about euphemisms. Brutally murder Persian villagers. That's more like it. Let's not beat around the bush here. Now, of course, with that extra HP in your town center, Persian will be eminently safe in those DCs. The problem is the villagers outside working the land are definitely taking some punishment here, as yellow actually get bucket arrow for his castles and town centers to do more damage. That is fine. Now, another castle going up for teal with yet again 1 villager. He did gather at least 1 relic. He's still getting the rest, but he's kind of distracted at the moment as, oh boy, Arbalest going forward. And teal thinking twice about that second castle there, because red would have spotted that and red would have denied that, obviously. Teal also tries to go for a relic, but red is there with the Arbalest, so that monk will be sniped. Losing your religion, as they say. Ouch. In a hail of fire and arrows. Burgundian Cavalier now fighting against the Arbalest. I know they look like Imperial Age units, but they really aren't. They are Castle Age units. They have the armor of a Castle Age unit, so as a result, they can't really fight this. Now, blue is definitely being very annoying to yellow. You can see yellow's economy has definitely suffered some idle time here. Like, his economy is very inefficient. Only 50% of villagers are actually doing stuff at the moment. So yeah, right now, yellow's economy not very good. Yellow's also streaming in more knights, which are absolutely getting destroyed by the Genoese Expos. So this is fine. At the same time, teal wasting some knights against Arbalest. I'm not sure why we did that. Doesn't matter. Anyways, Burgundian player, of course, gets stable technologies at a discount. And as a result, look at that. Paladin upgrade instantly coming in for Imperial Age. So all the Cavalier that teal green will be making, they will be Paladin soon. And once they have the +4, they will just be fully upgraded Paladin, except for Bloodlines. Except for Bloodlines. So right now, purple will want to snipe these free Cavalier. Yep. If only he knew that this was the stable in which they were coming up with the Paladin technology. Teal. Oh, Teal destroyed the dock as well. It's a Persian dock that probably took a while as well. But yeah, now those fishing ships won't be working for you anymore. As, yellow is still not really, doesn't really have safe gold at the moment, as this gold is still being denied. And yellow is still not up. And why aren't we slinging our teammate? Like, purple's got plenty of food here. He doesn't need all that food. He's making Arbalest, right? That he doesn't sling gold, I get that. But the food he could sling. Maybe some wood as well for yellow to sell. Something like that. Oh, Nico! Prince, how are you? Nice to meet you, lol. Well, nice to meet you, too. Alright, I am good, StreamCam Hype. That's right. I'm doing fine. We're having finals right now. I am happy. Probably more happy than green is at the moment, as green is about to get paladin, but should definitely wait for the third armor upgrade here. Yeah, don't fight this before. You can't fight this. Delete these buildings. Oh, mangonel shot. Mangonel shot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Yes! Great mangonel shot. That's exactly what green needed to weaken these archers somewhat. Now blue comes in and maybe actually able to take a fight, as purple is forced to walk into the TC fire to take more damage here. Which category is this one? This is category C. I guess I forgot to put that in the stream title, didn't I? That's okay. It's category C. Yes. Mongols Walrus versus Boris Yeta. What's happening in the north? Whoa! Viking siege rammer out! Holy crap! Here they go, choo-choo, right into Teal's town. And I hope that Teal noticed this. Teal is dropping a panic castle in the back of his base, but those siege ram will absolutely level his base to the ground if he doesn't react to this fast. Yeah, Teal's not looking so good, is he? No, this is not looking so good. I mean, right now they are lucky that yellow has been damaged enough, but yellow can't really make a lot of military at the moment, so there won't be any knights to support this, but the siege ram will definitely do the job of killing all these buildings. They definitely will. So yeah, green is going to have to send in the reinforcements, and there you go. The paladins are coming. There's 32 on the field right now, and they're all going to the north, where they should be, by the way. They need to be in the north here to kill these siege ram, and if they can kill this arbalest army, then Mongols Walrus has a good shot at winning the game, because they're still behind. They're behind in military count and in build count. And Boris Yeta's not messing around, man. They're not messing around. Going on. Oh yeah, some gold being taken in the corner. That's fine. Yes. Oh! Did I not upgrade that? That's the wrong schedule. Oh, so that's what I forgot. That's not the right schedule. That's not the right schedule. I'll update that in between the next set and this one. Don't worry. We have, green paladins running into red space, knowing that red doesn't have an army in his base to protect himself, and now red is kind of in a weird predicament. Do you send your army back now to save your own base when paladins are destroying everything? That's the question. At the same time, paladins also in the south to support blue, as we have a capped ram coming in as well for purple, but the rams are not going to do anything here as the paladins clean up purple's army, and that military count is starting to look a lot better for Mongols Walrus. Where is yellow? Yellow is still trying to get the imp. Yellow just clicked the imp. He was off a gold for a while, and he's still not producing any knights at the moment, trying to get the imp as fast as he can. As a result, his teammates don't have any cavalry support. There won't be any paladin for the Persian player for the time being. This is looking really good for Mongols Walrus now, as red is also losing most of his cavaliers. Yeah, green is just everywhere right now with paladins, except over here. He should probably be over here as well with paladins. I think Teal kind of needs your help here. Teal making his own knights, but yeah. Alright, here come the paladins. Yeah, green is everywhere with the paladins right now, exactly where he needs to be. He needs to be able to kill all of this, and if red loses his arbalest and those siege rams, as Teal's using his villagers because he needs to, as red misclicked here, attacking the house instead of the town center, buying red a lot of time to do some damage to these rams. Now this is looking good. Archer range is going down. No pocket indeed. Paladin still in red's economy, still killing town centers in economy as well. Look at how that swung in the favor for Mongols Walrus. That is what the Burgundians can do, you know, great economy, and of course, the cheaper Paladin upgrade. It may not have bloodlines, but it's still Paladin nonetheless. Right, there you go. With Teal safeguarded now, all those Paladins can go right back into Red's economy, and it looks like with a Bombard Cannon and Trebuchet push on the right against Purple, who right now is still trying to make Arbalest, but still struggles to find something against these Paladins. It looks like it's going to go in the favor for Mongols Walrus this time. Yellow was constantly attacked during fuel and castellates, I assume. Well, mostly castellates. He wasn't attacked in fuel, they both went fast castle, right? But then, what happened is that Purple went fast imp and didn't produce, right? So Purple didn't have an army. Red did have an army, but was also trying to go to imp periods as fast as possible. So it was really Yellow, I mean, who was holding the middle with knights. They killed his army over here, and then they pushed right into his base, and Yellow didn't get any help from his teammates, basically. And Yellow just struggled to get to the Imperial Age, right? He didn't get any sling, he didn't get any help. Poor Dabi Longi, man. It's like, His teammates are like, what are they? Like neo-Darwinists? Jeez. It's like survival of the fittest over here. Jeez. Well, I mean, it came back to haunt him because Yellow was not in the Imperial Age in time to save his friends, and now that he is still only making a SAR, both Purple and Red fast losing position here. Fast losing position because they can't deal with these Paladins. As Red is down to 51 villagers, and that will even start to decline a little bit more as there are 54 Paladins on the field. Hell yeah. Trade will be coming up soon as well. Asar sent in to deal with the siege, but they can't kill all these arbalests, that's for sure. They can sure kill the siege, as Blue's trying to save his bombard cannons, but Yellow is paying attention. He knows if he can kill the siege, at least it will slow Blue down a little bit, because without siege, he can't push buildings. As Purple takes down the other bombard cannon, nicely done. So at least the siege is gone for a while, but I mean, what this will do, it will prompt Green and Teal to send Paladins into Yellow's base to take an end to the raid. So, and here they are. Not something that Yellow's going to be able to deal with. He's getting heavy Camel Rider right now, which actually is not the worst unit considering that the Lithuanian player is making Knights. But yeah, indeed, it looks like a 1-1 here. Yeah, here come the Paladins. It's just a SARS now. Yeah, Yellow's gonna get wrecked by this. Persian town centers or no. There's just no way to stop this anymore. There's just too much military now. Especially Red is completely dead on this side. Like, Red has 51 villages and no military outside of a few arbalests that he's making. Yellow's trying to go for some raids, and he is definitely raiding in the back here with some Knights. That's good, but I mean, Green will deal with that. Blue can hold on against Purple on his own. That leaves Yellow all by himself against this massive army that is being thrown his way now. Remember, it's just Camel Riders at the moment. A lot of them are dying before they become heavy Camel. So yeah, this is a position from which Monko's Walrus should not lose. They should not lose from this position. Ah, the wood line was walled in. The Paladins are going to get in. 18 villagers will bite the dust there. Yeah, gold miners under siege as well. As heavy camel is in, that's nice. I mean, that will definitely kill Burgundian Paladin because Burgundian Paladin lacks some HP, and that is what you really need against camels after all. Not so much armor. It's all about HP. Surviving that bonus damage, that's the problem. Yeah, Paladin raiding everywhere. It's 76 villagers now for Yellow. Expect that he will be out of resources soon. Won't be able to make any heavy camel to defend himself. And then Paladin or, Burgundian Paladin or no, they're still Paladin. They will still kill everything. Red basically now sitting around his castle in the middle as his entire base has been leveled as well. As we have Purple and Blue taking a massive archer fight in the south. And now that Purple loses his entire army now against the Italian player, there is no hope anymore. There's no way Boris Yeta come back from this. We will have a 1-1. Which is good for the series. Good for the series. Less good for Boris Yeta, obviously. Good for Monko's Walrus though. So, it's a give and take. Boris Yeta in this case giving, and Monko's Walrus taking a game, which is important. Especially for the team morale, they were probably kind of shaken by the first game, which definitely favored Boris Yeta, and then to get a win here is very important. Now, it's gonna get more difficult for Green to fight in Yellow's base now because Yellow does have a lot of heavy camels, but all you have to do is bring Blue in. Blue will take care of that one. I guess Boris Yeta, they're still playing. I mean, testament to their quality as a team. They just don't want to give up. Deal on the way to Imperial Age as well. And as soon as he hits Imperial Age and gets Cavalier out, then Red is completely dead because there's nothing he can do about that one. Remember, these Knights do have 3 relics as well. That's pretty good. As yeah, here comes Yellow, but he can't fight around these Arbalests. He just can't. Skirmishers now. Green will target the Skirms. Well, the Arbalest will slay the Camels dead. There you go. More games, yay, exactly. I want 15 games today, that's what I want. I mean, we may not get that. We'll see if all sets go to 5 games, but I'm hoping for it, fingers crossed, huh? Alright, well, the Camel Army, I mean, props to Yellow, though. I mean, he's still trying, despite getting raided to death twice, right? He's still trying, he's still rebooming. It's just his team is just dead. 34 villagers for Red, 49 for Purple. He's just making some skirms, which will just die the Paladin here. As Green is finding places to raid down here, it's just... There's just no way. No way, Jose, as they say. Longbow still. That was a good play. I mean, props to Boris Yeta. They definitely clapped back in the mid game, and it looked like it would be 2-0 in the mid game. But Mongols Walrus pulled themselves together, made use of that power spike for the Burgundian Paladins, and closing out the game at least. What's the category B final? It will be F8 Team versus Sons of Corhal. And then the category A final is Combi Veneno versus Double AoE A. Which I will update the schedule command real quick here in a second, because that's of course wrong. As Yellow is still raiding here at night. Wow, look at that. Green's gonna die. Oh, I think he'll be fine. I mean, they're still trying. They're still trying. With only 30 villagers, Red is still trying to get an archer army up and attack this. But of course, Green will just deal with that, hopefully. As what happened to that monastery? Wait, what happened to Teal's monastery here? He still has the relics somewhere. Where did he put them? What, are they here? No. Where'd the relics go? Where did he put those? Relics. Oh, right there. Alright, so he hit the relics over there. Well, he clearly needed to do that, huh? Otherwise he was, Red's gonna try to take that from him. Yeah, camels can find Arbalest. So yeah, I mean, you can make camels all you want, but it's not gonna kill the Arbalest. I mean, Mongols Waller are still struggling a little bit to clear this out, right? As especially Blue, being up in Imperial Age as late as he wasn't able to contribute that much to his team for the time being, but... I mean, again, Mongols Waller, they should not lose from this position. We have some Burgundian Hussar now coming in, of course, lacking that HP that Persian Hussars do get. You know, they get that Bloodlines upgrade, which is fairly nice. But yeah. Yellow even stonewalling the side just to make sure that if Purple dies, that his economy is still alive. I mean, it's only fair. It's not like Purple came and helped him when his economy was under siege. Paladin still raiding in the back of Red's base as Red is trying to reboom, I guess. I mean, Mongols Walrus are giving Boris Yeta a lot of time. And Boris Yeta, this is the final. They're not just going to give up, even though it looks bad. They're going to try everything. They're going to force you, right? They're going to force you to finish them off fair and square. And you're going to have to do that here. And they're not going to go down without a fight. That much is clear. And, I mean, they are slowly coming back. It's still 115 military versus 143. Yes, the military on the field for Mongols Walrus was a lot better until quite recently. Looks like they're kind of out of gold here. Now, that's one thing, though. They will be trading here. Of course, not the entire distance, but they will be trading. As soon as trade is up, more paladins will mean the difference there. Right now, though, the heavy camels are destroying the hussars, and Blue should probably join the fight there. Mongols need siege. Yes, they do. Well, we got some trebuchets coming out now for Blue. As Red is going to try to take that out. Luckily, trebuchets have a lot of pierce armor. As Blue is just going to back up for a second here while Red takes a fight. Right, Teal does have the final armor upgrade, finally, so he can actually fight these Arbalests now. That's kind of important, isn't it? Of course, he needs the Cavalier upgrade still. Skirmishes from Blue, making it very difficult for Purple, making it very difficult for Blue to fight around this. Obviously, these are very cheap as well. That's what Byzantines do well, trash. Of course, that's all it takes here is a few Hussars for Green to mop this up. Blue should not take this fight. Just back up. Don't take the fight, Blue. Blue's busy fighting somewhere else right now. Yeah, he's looking at this probably. It's like, aha, I'm sitting at his choke point. They can't kill me. Har, 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 har. As Teal's sending in more Hussars. And he's, yeah, okay, now he noticed that his army is under siege here. Yeah, someone should clean that up, not Blue. Alright, as the trebuchets take down the castle, and with those castles going down, Boris Yeta's getting pushed back a little bit. And if it comes to a trash war, Mongols Walrus do have 100 more villagers to work with. So they have a lot more population, and especially Red, if he loses this army, and that will be it. Like, he's not going to be able to reproduce that one. He doesn't have a lot of gold after all. Purple's got some gold, but he's using it to make cap rams at the moment. As he's thinking about pushing out, but the Cavalier are here, and the Cavaliers say, no thank you to those skirmishers. You leave our Blue buddy alone. Let Blue play, darn it. Yeah, with some siege to back this up to kill the buildings. With Blue finally killing Red, mostly. Green and Teal still sending in the Hussars. I mean, say whatever you will about Boris Yeta, but they are not going down without a fight. They are certainly making it difficult for Mongols Walrus. They're not giving up an inch without a hard fight for it, but the middle belongs to Mongols Walrus. They have the siege to back this up. They have the unit numbers as well, 184 now versus 53. I think at this point, maybe now is the time to resign. I mean, Yellow's still producing. He's not going to give up, is he? Yellow's at 137 villagers also. Just trying to get his population up. But yeah, Red can't hold this anymore. Red now without any Arbalest, 6 only on the field, and without the Arbalest, Red can't do anything at this point. See, Purple also losing all the skirmishes. Not that the skirmishes were going to be very good offensively, but yeah, I mean, at that point, that's got to be GG. Without archers, you're not going to be able to push this. There's just no way. No, not even Yellow with his awesome cavalry spam is not even him. He is going to be able to save his teammates here. Not with Arbalest for Blue, just killing your units fairly easily here. Yeah. These units do have the final armor upgrade. They do have the final armor upgrade. Okay. My God! My God! If this is what the rest of the series is going to be, it's going to be amazing. These two teams seem very, very evenly matched. And that is good. I like that, you know, because I remember last year, especially, there was especially one of the finals which was very skewed. Like, one team was completely dominant. And it basically was a 3-0, which is... I mean, yeah, the best team wins, but it's kind of a letdown, really. Like, you want an explosive finals. And I think... if we go by category C, and what I've seen from the other teams as well, I think it is going to be a bunch of explosive finals. Long day ahead of you, Prince. Yeah. Ooh, boy, what did I do to myself? 3 finals in 1 day. I must be crazy. That is correct, I am crazy. Aha. There you go. The raids are now in. Yellow can't deal with this, possibly. He doesn't have the pop to deal with that. Down to 66 villages. Yeah, lost his entire economy there. This is the GG moment. There's no way to beat around the bush now. You know, you can try to extend it all you want, but GG it will be. You know, it's either that or you get defeated. But I think we shouldn't let our opponents get, like, actually defeat us. A little bit. Too far, a bit too far, and there you go. GG, well played. I love the sportsmanship and the enthusiasm. And yeah, I mean, well played by both teams. And Mongols Walrus getting a hard-earned but deserved win on their home map in Kawasan. It is 1-1. Hey, that rhymed. I like it. Aha! Good stuff. Hey, I'm going to update the score. We're just waiting for Purple to resign as well. There you go. Wow, wow, wow. An hour and 8 minutes. Jesus Christ. I mean, I thought it would have been over 20 minutes ago, but honestly, Boris Yeta proving once again that they deserve to be in the finals here with their awesome production, you know, really making Mongols Walrus work for it. Like, they did not give up there. They really didn't. They could have given up there when Red and Purple got raided to death, but they didn't. They still held on. Now, whether they could still have a shot at winning, I didn't think they did, like, have a real big shot. But they were definitely giving themselves as much, you know, advantage as they could while they still could, you know. Of course, at this point, with Yellow getting raided to death, then there's no way anymore. You know, Yellow with only 47 villages is not going to be able to spam, and that's the GG right there. Now, how did we get here? I think the critical moment was, right, that Red and Purple, they both won water eventually. I mean, Red didn't really make use of the water that he won because he was fishing on the other side, obviously. Purple actually did win water with the Byzantine Fire Guys, once again proving Byzantines OP on Kawasan. They really are. Now, both of them decided to use their respective civilization bonuses to go for Imp first, right? So Purple didn't make crossbows, he just went straight for Imp, walled up, and that's fine. The thing is, Red also kind of did that. Red made crossbows, yes, but he kept them, you know, he attacked a little bit, and then he went back home again, right, and kept them safe to upgrade them into Arbalest. That means that both your flanks are now going up to Imperial Age. Yellow thus was on his own in the middle with the cavalry, and he was certainly out spamming green for the time being, but then Teal got the castle age. Teal also came here, and Teal and green, together with blue, who didn't have to worry about purple because purple wasn't doing anything, they together started taking fights against yellow, cleaned up his army, walked right into yellow's base. Purple and red did not come to yellow's aid. They didn't sling him either, I think. I mean, we could check that. I hope they did. But the result of that raid was that Yellow lost lots of villagers and was set behind the Imperial Age. So for a good 10 minutes, Green was in Imperial Age with Paladin, and Yellow was still in Castle Age and couldn't help his teammates. In those 10 minutes, Red and Purple basically got a bit of retribution there, and then they were on the receiving end of all that pressure, lost a lot of bills, which is what set them behind indefinitely. Now, they still held on like bosses, but at that point, Mongols Wadaros were in a winning position. Alright, let's have a look at the military KD. Let's see, who got the most kills? It was Blue. Yeah, Genoese Expos and Arbalest, especially in a trash war, do very well now, don't they? Killing camels and hussars. Also, props to Yellow for making, well, look at that. He lost 560 units. He only made 320, which means that he lost 240 villagers. Yeah, it's gotta be, right? We can check that, actually. Hang on. Yeah, 240 villagers, basically, that he lost. Crazy. Yeah, Yellow reboomed, boomed again, reboomed again. Good stuff. Honestly, did they sling Yellow? Okay, they did sling something to Yellow. So there you go. So we have, well, Purple gave Yellow some resources at some point. Then Yellow, of course, gave the resources to Red again, which is how he was able to rebuild his army. But there you go. That's good. All right. We needed some slaying there. APM-wise, the fast player here was Tino with 46, again closely followed by Juan Caimon here with 45. Good stuff. Alright, well, I'm happy. Very happy, because now this series is a tie. Now, of course, the teams will probably not be as happy, you know, well, especially with Boris Yeta. They were hoping for a clean 3-0, but they should have known that in the Virgo Cup finals, when you're up against a strong team like Mongols Wadaros, it's not just going to be a stomp. No, no, no. At least that's what we're hoping for. Now, let me quickly update the schedule command, because I forgot to do that. And that's not correct. So that you guys can actually use the right one. Shouldn't take too long. Let's see, Mongols Wadaros versus Boris Yeta. Little interruption, I know. Then we have F8 Team versus Sons of Korhal. That's category B for you. And then last, we have double AoE A versus Combi Veneno. And that's category A. Alright. That should be updated now. You should be able to use it now. Let's test it, shall we? Schedule. There you go. That's perfect. There you go. So that works. That's good. Yeah. Let's have a look at the home maps for Boris Yeta, because of course we are gonna go to a home map for Boris Yeta now since they lost one of the games. And which will those be? Let's have a look. We had a win on Kawasan. Now we have Dry River or Atacama. Good question. I don't honestly know which one Boris Yeta would go for here. They could totally go for Atacama. You know, they definitely did well with early aggression, and it seems like Boris Yeta does get a lead early on over Mongols Wadaros at the moment. Now that may change, obviously, but given by how it's gone so far, Atacama wouldn't be a bad pick. They may also go for Dry River, obviously, since that's a pretty boomy map. That, although you can technically wall that off easily, I still wouldn't say that that is a really closed off map, like, you know, like it would suggest how, you know, how the layout of the map is. You still need to produce a lot of military, trust me. If you don't do that, you're gonna fall behind big time. And a map like Dry River is even worse than Atacama at that, because at least in Atacama, people realize that, and that's what they will be doing. On Dry River, I've seen some teams kind of sit on their laurels and think, oh, we got the walls up, we're safe. No, you're not safe. It's too much fish to give up on that map. So, yeah, I don't know which of the two we're going to go for here. So, let's look at the civilizations. We have a win with Lithuanians, a win with Burgundians, and a win with Italians. All right, loss with Vikings, loss with Persians, and a loss with Byzantines. Right. Alright, so for Boris Yeta, if it is Atacama, we will get to see Slavs, probably, or Mongols, either of the two. Probably Mongols anyways on Atacama, and then I guess Aztecs would probably be the better civ, although Celts not that bad either, maybe. You know, although Celts could be better on Chaos Pit, maybe. We'll see. If you can get the Castlates and go for a siege push, your opponent is pretty close by, so there's not a whole lot stopping you from going for that, so we'll see. If it is Dry River, however, you could still see Slavs as a Night Civ. We'll definitely get to see Huns and probably Tatars also. Those two civilizations are really strong on that map. Lots of cavalry archers. At least that's the plan. So that's my guess, kind of, for those two maps. And then I guess for Atacama, at least Japanese and Turks. And what other civ do we have here? Well, something else. We'll see. Oh, I said Slavs, obviously. And then for Chaos Pit, we still have Incas, Celts, maybe Mongols, Slavs is fine too. Turks could work as well. We'll see. For Mongols Walrus, if it is Atacama, Khmer, or Teutons, actually, what do we prefer here? Because I have a problem with Teutons on Dry River. That is, that Teutons benefit mostly from their farms, but if your opponent doesn't make any farms, then you basically, that bonus doesn't mean anything. You saving wood on farms, right? It only means something if your opponent actually makes the same amount of farms as you, or a similar amount. Because you save wood, they don't. But if your opponent just uses the shorefish on Dry River, which there is a lot of it, then the Teuton bonus basically becomes nullified. And then at the same time, you have a very open map that's super wide. You're far away from your opponent, and then you don't have husbandry on your cavalry. It's two things why I don't like Teutons on that map at all. Like, if you can force a fight, maybe, but still. So I guess Khmer may be the better civ, but then Khmer also benefit from their farms. But at the very least, Khmer farms already give you a bonus by making them, right? So Khmer farms, I think the Khmer bonus is a little bit better than the Teuton bonus in this regard. Yeah, for the rest, I don't think you want to do Goths on Dry River unless you think you can manage to get a boom on. I like humans. You can get a second town center in the middle, right, on the fish. You can have easy food access. You can immediately go for either archers or just go for scouts, which I would like. Bohemians is fine as well. Portuguese is fine. I like Saracens as well. You can probably expect your opponent to wall, which means Saracens can punch through walls very easily. For Atacama, though, yeah, Saracens is good. Portuguese is good as well. Maybe Goths, we'll see. But I think Goths is actually for Chaos Pit. That's my guess, at least. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's time to go into the third set. Let's go. Let me load that for you. A Dry Riveroo. And there you go. Yeah, it's Dry River. Indeed. Yeah, I just read it. Dry Riveroo, indeed. And oh boy. Oh boy. Those are some civ picks right here. Let's have a I was pretty much wrong about most of the civ picks. I can tell you that already. That happens sometimes. I am happily surprised, though. I'm happily surprised. Let's go. Alrighty, why, welcome to this third game. This, well, very important game right in the middle of the series between Mongols Walrus and Boris Yeta. Because whichever team wins this game has a good chance of winning the series. Because then after that, it will be match point for them. Let's introduce our teams. We'll start with the home map team on Dry River. In the purple, we've got Simon playing as the Turks. All right. In the red, we've got Tino playing as the Japanese. That's totally fine as well. In the yellow, we've got Damilongi playing as the Aztecs. Wow, so we actually don't have a dedicated cavalry civ on the side for Boris Yeta here. That's pretty unique, actually, on a map like this. Because this map tends to be pretty cavalry heavy, so I guess we'll see. On the other side, in the blue, we've got Cobra Car playing as the Goths. Yep, there you go. There they are, the Goths. Let's see how they're gonna do. In the green, we've got Davide Spin playing as the Cubans. All right. And in the teal, we've got Juan Caimon playing as the Malians. I'm okay with that. That's good. Yeah. Alrighty. Now, Cubans I really like, though. You know, humans I really like. So we should probably talk about what this map is all about. As you can see, loads of fish in the middle of the map. How much fish? Over 400,000 food worth of fish. Does that mean you should give up your map to your opponent? You know, let them have all the fish in the middle while you boom behind walls? Probably not. Probably not. That would be a silly thing to do. That's a lot of food to give up. And remember, you know, like again, you do not have to make a single farm, even as the knight player, right? If you can really control all the food in the middle and just have your villagers take fish. Trust me. Like, you'll usually see in Castle Age, people put town centers here, or, I guess, in Feudal Age, you could do that as well, which I think is a good strategy for humans here, as... oh, do they want to go for a as Until 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes. Let's see, are we gonna go for a re? I guess not. I guess we're playing. Okay. Now, I mean, Blue may have wanted to go for a re because some of his shorefish was blocked off by land. You know, there's a few hills on Dry River, you know, on which alligators sit basking in the sun, waiting for a silly villager or militia or something like that to come by for a mid-afternoon snack. But, yeah, the annoying thing is that it does also block out your fish. So for Blue, luckily, he still has fish on the left, but if this had covered the entire shoreline, I would have called for a re here. Why no re? I guess they decided that it's okay. I guess they decided that it's okay. I mean, yeah, it's fine for Boris Yeta. I think they're okay here, honestly. For Mongols Walrus, their wall is going to be a lot more difficult. Did you notice that a lot of the wood lines are in the back for them? So they have a lot more to wall, which is going to be difficult if you are a Mongols Walrus. That is a one-armed waller, right? It's going to be an extra challenge for you then. Yeah, so I guess they decided to play. I mean, if Blue hadn't found the fishy, I think they would have asked for a re. But I guess they decided, nah, we're just going to go for this map and try it. That's fine. You have 1 re per series, of course, but you have to call it before minute 4. That's the real rule. So on a map like Dry River, you should not actually scout your base first. You should find, you know, just use the sheep. First thing you should do with your scout, go forward, right? Scout your fish. Because if you have this, but then in front of your entire base, then you should ask for a re. We actually had a Category A match, a semi-final just the other day, where that happened, and they only found out about it at minute 5. So it was too late for a re. Yeah, that's unfortunate, of course. As, oh, Green coming forward, finds an isolated villager, and snipes that Aztec villager. Nicely done. Alright, also knows where Yellow is taking fish right now, which, yeah, that's fine. As, oh boy, but Green may get some revenge here. At least that's what you'd say. But Green got Loom. Alright, so Green got Loom. He knew that may happen. So Red, unfortunately, is not going to be able to snipe anything here. Alright, now, so what you want to do here is just get a mill up in the middle, and you kind of wall in the choke points like that, and the villagers will be taking fish from the one side of each pond. Kind of like what Blue did here. That's nicely done. And you just keep expanding your fish further and further as the game goes along. Now, we should probably talk about Civ matchup here. Now, I was admittedly a little surprised seeing the civilizations for Boris Yeta. They have some good cavalry civs. They decided not to go for those. Instead, they have civilizations that I would say are mostly dedicated civs to other things, like Japanese are usually played as an archer civ, but have fully upgraded knights in Castle Age, and they even get fully upgraded knights in Imperial Age as well, I think. Well, they like the final armor upgrade, don't they? Right, so they like that. Okay, so not entirely fully upgraded then. So Imperial Age Knights, not so good. But Japanese do get Arbalest, which is nice. But then we have Aztecs, definitely not a cavalry civ. They don't get cavalry after all. They do get good archers. They also get good eagles as well. So I wonder if that's the idea here for Yellow. For the Turk player, though, he actually does get decent cavalry. He gets fine knights and camels, that's all good. But especially the scouts with extra pierce armor and the instant light cav upgrade once you hit Castle Age, that's really strong. I like that a lot. Although Turks do have another unit that is really good, that is the Janissary or the Cavalry Archer, whichever you want, as he. Why, look, Teal making it to the other side here with a Drush, a Malian Drush, good stuff. Trying to delay Purple as much as he can, but that's a lot of villagers. Yeah, those are gonna fight you, so all you can do here is delay. You can't fight these villagers, because Purple will immediately just pounce on you, right? Immediately pounce on you, and this is all the Teal can do. Just try to harass, make Purple idle his vills, and that's all he can do. As, oh boy, the Japanese men-at-arms making it into the human fish, and yeah, immediately Green pulling back those villages. You do not want to stay here with Japanese men-at-arms on your tail, because you know those men-at-arms, they will just completely destroy you. They attack faster. They're one of the most dangerous men-at-arm rushes in the game for that reason. And that's why the men-at-arm Japanese player often goes for men-at-arms as an opening. It's actually really strong. And one villager is down, and Green off a fish. That's even more important. If Green wanted to drop a town center now, which I don't think he's going to, I think Green's just going to go for scouts. Now, honestly, I would have liked to see a TC here on the fish. Like, drop it right there, take fish. Or drop it here in the middle of these ponds. Take the fish, and then use that food to afford scouts. I think I would prefer that a lot more, right? Because now you're still going to have to fight against Japanese scouts, but with worse economy than anyone else, because you don't have fish anymore. And as a result, Green has to invest in farms. A lot of wood investment now. Yeah, yep. Men-at-Arms from the Japanese player, really good. And also good for Green, for Red to scout that, know where Green's fish is, and then take that. We have some Men-at-Arms as well from the Golf player. Alright, everyone's going to go Men-at-Arms today. Of course, there's a tower for Yellow, so the Men-at-Arms can't really do that much damage here. They're going to try to find their way into Yellow's base. Hopefully do some damage there, but let's see if they're going to find something. Men-at-Arms now. Oh, the Men-at-Arms on Teal's fish as well. Teal did not wall in his fish whatsoever. Teal is in the feudalates. He was thinking about clicking up the castellates, but not if your fishing villagers are getting destroyed. Teal, why did we not wall this? For crying out loud. I mean, you can give me whatever answer you want why you didn't wall this. He maybe thought, oh, I won't get hit or something like that. Maybe I'm doing a drush, so I'm distracting my opponent anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, at the end of the day, he is gonna get punished here for not walling his fish. As a result, he did not have the food to click up the castellates, which was the idea, I'm sure. Not anymore. Not anymore. He doesn't have the buildings yet, and of course, he doesn't have the food anymore now as he's making vills. And Teal, he's gonna fight now. Don't fight the Japanese Men-at-Arms. They're very, very strong. Ay. As Teal loses a lot of villagers here. Ouch. As a scout got walled in here. Yellow actually walling in that scout, that blue scout killing it, so that's good. Men-at-Arms for Red have finally gone down. A tower now going up for Teal, but here are the scouts. And remember, these are Turkish scouts with extra pierce armor. So if you thought Teal's position couldn't get worse, couldn't get any worse, I mean, well, here you are. Now, of course, Purple should probably not fight this until he gets more scouts out, especially since the Spearman comes out. That villager goes down, though. That villager's weak. Purple will be coming back for her. Yep. Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll see later. Archer's now hitting blue on his food. As you can see, he's defending with skirmishers, and Yellow is here as well with archers. Yeah, Borders Yeta are going pretty heavily into feudal age military, whereas not so much for Mongols Walderos. As you can see, Blue, when Men-at-Arms made a few skirms, is now up on the way to Castellate. So let's hope that he gets there. He's going to drop a tower now on his woodland and his gold, because he knows he's not going to be able to defend himself against the archers that are going forward right as we speak. Still trying to break into the gold, but Yellow's just going to keep repairing that as... Hey, that's not supposed to happen. Come on, DE. That's just, I know that it makes no sense, right? That you can't, it makes no sense that the sword can't hit a villager that can clearly be hit around the walls there. But, it's Age of Empires. Let's keep it fair there. Oh boy, Green trying to go for scouts now. Like I said, without fish, it's going to be really difficult to afford scouts. As a result, that second town center is going to get denied for the time being. If not denied forever, as the scouts are here for the Turkish player. Red still killing these villagers. This TC takes so long to get up. It's a down TC. Out! Oh boy. Now Green doing a good job killing as many archers as he can, but Purple is here to save the remainder as Red is trying to get out of here in time. But now that Green scouts are dead, is the DC gonna go up? That's the question. 95%. Archers are still here. Red and Purple both working on denying this. It is denied at 96%. DC does not go up. Oh boy. Marcus Walderos in big doo-doo now, as some famous character would say. We say in big doo-doo, huh? Still putting pressure on Purple, that's good, but Purple is fixing the click up here. He has 9 scouts on the field at the moment. Remember, those are Turkish scouts, which means that they have extra pierce armor. They can fight on the TCs a little bit longer, as Green has to abandon his wood line now, as he's being hit from the other side as well. I got that DC up, so at least he has a wood line now, but he's still losing villagers by the dozen here. How many vills? 12 villagers. Oof. Steel lost 7. Blue killed 4. That's good. I guess Blue did some damage, but... Well, okay, I know you're Purple! I know your Turkish scouts have more pierce armor, but you can't kill a TC with them. I didn't like that. That wasn't good. Alright, well, scouts on the other side taking out the archers now for Teal to stop that pressure on his base. There's one spearman here, which you can take out. Purple actually focusing that one down. But yeah, there's not enough here. As Teal still pushing Purple off a fish. So for now, Purple is taking fish somewhere else, which Teal may not know about. Wait, hang on. Yeah, he's not going to see this. Not going to see this. The alligators are taking out some vills. Alright, so Purple may have some safe food now for the time being. Purple is also getting some armor to make his scouts even more armored. And remember, Turkish scouts, they can have 4 pierce armor, which means they take only 1 damage per archer. So if Purple waits a second here with these scouts, they're going to be able to clean this up easy. Especially since the spearman is left behind. Yeah, Teal, you forget who you're up against. Walking in here without spearmen, with archers in a Turkish base, that's like being in a lion's den. As here come the scouts, look how little damage they take. Look at that. Look how little damage they take. They take no damage. They're being tickled right now. As Teal's being forced into tower fire at the same time. And that army for Teal is going to get obliterated here. Look at that. 1 scout has gone down. 1 scout. It's crazy. Turkish bonus is really strong. Especially against archers. But Turks aren't that bad in team games, honestly. I mean, they are kind of bad because they don't have a clear eco bonus, so they do fall behind their opponents easily. But on a map like this, when there's plenty of fish to take, that's actually not the biggest deal. That's okay. You can deal with that. Yeah, that entire army for Teal has gone down. Now, Teal is bringing forward a lot of spearmen as Purple actually snipes a bunch of spearmen at the front here. And he's probably happy to just trade against this, honestly. As Purple is going to try to click up. He's not going to sacrifice all his scouts versus 5 spearmen. That would be kind of silly. Right, as... Oh! Blue finds the fish! Blue finds the fish with the Goth Knights there. Goth Knights with upgrades. Well, Bloodlines, that is. No armor yet. But Purple losing a bunch of villagers. And Purple is definitely on the back foot now. It's not looking too good for Purple at the moment. As he's trying to pick up these armies one by one. But of course, spearmen are spearmen. Still doing a lot of damage there. The Knights are chasing down these vills. Now, what's going on this side? Blue now is getting hit himself by the crossbows for red. Yellow and red both made it to the castles. Yellow's making archers, so is red. Now, this is kind of the danger, right? You're making archers 1 against Goths, who can always switch into Huskarls at some point, right? Which is definitely a possibility. Which is kind of a problem for both Japanese and Aztecs as they... Well, I mean... It's not like Aztecs and Japanese can't deal with Goths. They certainly can. But right now, the game plan is crossbows, right? Which could be completely negated. Another thing is that crossbows tend to be super slow, right? They're super slow, which makes it easy for knight players to pick good fights, so, you know, raid your opponent's base. Because there's no mobility, at least not a whole lot, on the side for Borosieta. At least not until Purple makes it to Castle Age. And Purple is not going to get to Castle Age anytime soon. He had to be built out by Red. Here, he still has some scouts. He's still making scouts as well. So he's going to have to buy his way up. How much gold does he have? Not a whole lot. Alright. I'll get there eventually. Alright, Goth Mangonel now pushing his crossbow army away right into Green's base. Green has 2 TCs. Still in feudal age though, but is clicked up at 43 vills, which unfortunately is not really good. As Purple, wow, Purple only has 20 vills right now. Now, Purple is kind of taken out of this game for the time being. Now, let's see if Purple can do some counter damage here. He's going to try to break into Green's palisade wall. There's a hole here. Green reacts to it, though, pulling back his villages in time. There you go. He's just going to abandon the fish altogether then, I guess. Food that he desperately needed, but won't have now. Alright, so that's good for Purple to still find some value here for these scouts. Especially since it's going to take a while before Purple can help again. Is Yellow? Wow, confident micro there for Yellow. Right underneath the Mangonel. And can now walk right into Blue's base. At the same time, Teal is killing some villagers in the back of Teal's base. Did I say Teal? I mean Red. As, oh boy, only 5 villagers walk here, but there's a Mangonel here. Yellow, Yellow, Yellow. That ground Yellow notices it in time. Please don't try to micro against 2 Mangonels. It's not going to happen. Oh boy. That was lucky. Yellow now knows they're here, so she probably just waltz right out of this town and not try to fight those Mangonels. I mean, 1, Yellow proved he could do it, but 2, that is super risky. As 1 knight, is killing villagers on the stone, and Red, is fighting with Vills now, but unfortunately, those villagers will absolutely die to 1 knight. Here come the pikemen though. Japanese pikemen will make quick work of that with their faster attack. As yellow. Yellow. Yeah, I see what he's trying to do here, right? You see what he's trying to do. Trying to stay in the minimum range of the mangonel. The problem was, if he did that, he was in the minimum range of the town center as well. Meaning the town center got a lot of kills, and then the mangonels finished that off. Nicely done. Yep. Alright, got red still raiding around the Malian base. Malian player does have some towers here, but did definitely lose a few villagers there. 6 villagers lost, but he killed 50... Well, hang on a second, that's resources. No, he lost 10 villagers, killed 3. Blue killed 32 though, that's good. Lost 11. Green lost 15. So blue lost, red lost 11, and purple lost 23. Yeah, that's a big loss. The purple, again, is still going to have to find a way to castellates here. This is certainly giving Mongols Walrus a lot of time, since they will be in castellates with 3 players instead of just 2. But right now, it's way more military for Boris Yate that we're still waiting for Mongols Walrus to get that military out to start pushing across the field. I actually don't mind dropping towers here to keep enemy archer players away, especially since red and yellow both insist on making a lot of archers. As the Cuban player now is dropping a castle. Are we going to see Kipchak then? I would like that. I would like that a lot. There's no problem with going cavalry archers on a map like this, honestly. As the final crossbows get cleared up. Crossbows for red without ballistics, still trying to snipe some villages here, but here come the Malian knights to try to deal with that. And still some scouts for purple. Purple is almost on the way to castellates. He's almost clicked up, so then he can at least help as... yellow! Stopping with the crossbows. This is what I was wondering. Are we going to make something else than crossbows here? Indeed, it will be eagle warriors, which I kind of like. Alright, Malian Knight's trying to chase down his army. Purple is trying to block as much as he can to safeguard Red's crossbows as he's going to try to back up home here. But I think that the longer this fight goes, the better it will get for Green and for Teals. Green sends his knights ahead to try to cut off Red's army. Red's reinforcements are coming in, but it looks like Red's army will get cleared up right here and then. So sending in reinforcements now is just giving them more archers to kill. So Red, pull those back, just in time. Teal and Green now know about it, so they're going to chase that down. Oh boy. They're looking for it though. And Red is going to get out of here. Alright. There's siege workshops everywhere. Red really likes his forward siege workshop, doesn't he? Like, there's just siege workshops everywhere. Alright, eagles now. So now Teal's accent is saying, yo, we got an eagle switch. Who's going to go for infantry? Now, the likely player to go for infantry, obviously, is the golf player. This is really his thing, as they say. You know, it should be easy enough for blue to add in some long swords to deal with the eagles. Now, of course, you lack mobility. That's the problem. But you can use those long swords against eagles in pitched fights like this. I mean, knights will do okay as well. And of course, you know, the best way to use your long swords then is to pressure this, right? Pressure this. Force yellow to take a fight against you. If I would go for long swords, that's what I would do right now. Alright, that's a lot of knights right now being produced on all sides. I mean, blue made knights, but he stopped making knights. Teal's making knights, obviously, as Malians. The Cuban player's making knights as well. It's not producing anymore. Yeah, and a lot of knights here. And a lot of pikemen as well for red. And red is almost an Imperial Age. Wow, he's going to get to imp a second before purple actually makes it to castellates. That's crazy. Look at that. Look at that. Imperial Age for red. Castellates for purple. Oh my god. That's perfect. Alright, well, Arbalest will be coming in. Now, of course, as you can see, Teal and Green trying to take a fight here, but they're taking a fight against Japanese pikemen. Japanese pikemen absolutely destroy cavalry as they attack faster. And that early army could have maybe sniped those crossbows. Not anymore. They will be Arbalest now in 30 seconds. Purple now dropping a TC on the fish. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of fish here, actually, but that's fine. Maybe a TC right there would have been better. More fish nearby. One knight trying to destroy us, an archer range. Now we're going to rate with that. That's fine. As yellow now making the same mistake against those knights again. Don't fight knights. They have armor. It takes so long for villagers to kill these. It's better to just run away and try to get your military there as well. Eagles raiding on this side, and Teal is doing his best to deal with that as we have Green on the way to Imperial Age. But the question is, what's he going to do in Imperial Age? Because if you're going to go for Kipchak now, you're just going to get destroyed by these Arbalest, which have, well, almost full upgrades now. Deal for a third town center now, as he's going to try to get his vill count up, as... And the villager count has favored Mongols Walrus for the time being. That being especially because Purple's vill count has been horrendous all this time. But military-wise, Boris Yeta is still taking the cake here. And once again, Ram's coming out. Green's on the way to Imperial Age from this TC, so that's not going to go down anytime soon. But again, what are we going to do there? What are we going to do? As we have a parent castle dropped again. No Kipchak being made, so I guess it's just defensive castles for now. Yeah. I mean, that's what you get when you give the Japanese player all this fish. A faster Imperial Age time is very much possible. And this is why I say on Dry River, giving up water or letting your opponent have water unpunished, that may be a mistake. You need to at least take your own water then. Your own fish. Otherwise, you're just gonna fall far behind. As Red's gonna try to deny this, 94%. He's not gonna deny this, right? 96. No, he's gonna get it. He got it. He got it. Castle goes up. There you go. But then there come the cap drams, so... How good that's going to be for green, I don't know. But yeah, cap ram will be in as well. I don't think Japanese get siege ram though. As we have, ooh, the Eagles trying to get into Blue's base. Now stuck between a tower and a hard place. Do manage to get into the economy though. There's some Goth Knights to deal with that. Can't believe the Goth player didn't go for infantry. Like, why not? You know, infantry, get a castle up, get some Huskarls out, right? Huskarls and longswords together to defeat the Eagles and the crossbows at the same time. Like, why not? I mean, Eagles would have been really nice to have right here. They would have absolutely destroyed these Eagles, right? As Blue is now struggling to deal with this, and Blue lost 27 villagers. He's down to 49 villagers, and you really need your economy with Goths after all. Mangonel trying to defend over here, gets a hit on the Arbalest, but yeah, Red is going to be fine. As Green is trying to make Cavalier now, but simply doesn't have the economy, having lost 38 villagers and counting. 38 villagers. He's not going to be able to afford any of these upgrades. He doesn't even have the second armor upgrade yet. Not even the second one. Like, any knight he makes will just get absolutely ransacked by these Arbalest. More capped ram coming out. I don't think Japanese get siege ram, so I'll just have to stick with Trebuchet then, which is indeed what's coming out now. Teal is not in Imperial Age either. He's trying to boom. He's at 73 villagers, which is actually the most, almost the most on the map. Red and yellow having actually caught up in the boom. And look at that. That vill count has completely swung in the favor of Boris Yeta. So Mongols Walrus were not able to turn that vill lead into a military lead as well. Instead, they're now behind in villagers and military. Yeah, that's no bueno. No bueno indeed. Knights from Teal also lack the second armor upgrade. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter anymore because she will just die just as hard with the second armor upgrade to these Arbalest. But all this time, they didn't have that upgrade. That definitely explains how those knights kept dying so fast to everything. Got Eagles raiding on the right. We got Eagles raiding around the castle. Capped rank coming in as Red is killing that villager. Okay, I guess he really wanted to kill that single vill. Trebuchet left unguarded is a Trebuchet that dies. Pikemen are here though. Pikemen very annoying, but they are going to get killed by this castle if they stay too long under the castle fire. As Yellow sends in the Eagle Warriors as well, just to keep the Knights away from the castle, so that the Captram can start taking down this Cuban castle. Teal is here as well, closely followed by these Pikemen. Arva is taking a nice little defensive position here. They're surrounded by Knights, but Knights we do not have the second armor upgrade. Knights that cannot fight are blessed as a result. They did kill a lot of them actually. I think mostly the castle fire did the trick there. As the castle for now stays up, and I mean, all that Red needs to do is just get a trebuchet and like guard it with your pikemen, and then you're fine. Like, what are they gonna do against that? Nothing. They're all making cavalry. Pikemen is the way to go here. More eagles coming out as Yellow is just completely all in eagles at the moment. He's raiding over here. He's raiding in the north. He's raiding everywhere with eagles. The vill count from Uncle's Walrus is actually stagnating at the moment. Ay, 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 ay. Eagles also attacking the castle. Well, that's going to take a while as the pikemen get cleaned up by the castle fire and the knights. And Yellow just defend your freaking just defend the trebuchet. That's all you need to do. What are they going to do about that? Nothing. Nothing. They decided not to switch into ranged units or into infantry, so they're not going to be able to kill this. Not with cavalry. Okay, just put them on defensive stands as well. That would definitely help if you're defending something, obviously. The Arbalest there, of course, will make this a lot more difficult for green now, who still does not have the second armor upgrade, and is not going to be able to afford it. It's 47 villages for green. It's 56 for blue, as he clicks up the Imperial Age for what? I don't know. 107 for teal, that's nice, but teal has only 5 knights to speak of, and still without the second armor upgrade. It's just this right here is just unkillable at the moment for Mancos Walderos. They don't have the military for it, they don't have the technology for it. It looks like Brothers Yeta are once again going to be able to clean out another game here and take their score up to 2. Now, a few Cavaliers still doing a good job of killing these Capdram, especially when the pikemen are not going to defend them. Because a little bit of a misclick for red, as then that Capdram is going to go down as well. Oh, good for green, I guess. Not going to be able to stop the trebuchet though. Yeah, some knights. Some purple Turkish knights making it into gold in the woodline here for teal. As teal's going to have to deal with that once again, which means he won't be able to send any help to the right as the castle now goes down. The villagers are ejected. And there you go. With that castle down, the front of green's base is forfeit, and green with only 51 villagers is simply not going to be able to produce much to counter this. Simply not going to be able to afford it. Nope. Yep. I think they certainly had a chance, Mancos Walderos, if they were able to exploit the fact that purple was pretty much dead. But after purple got attacked like that, when he was down to 20 villagers, they kind of left purple alone. Yeah, they were defending at their own base, but I mean, surely teal could have just continued with the knights, right? I guess not. Well, as a result, purple is back. 75 villagers on the way to Imperial Age as well. You know, he's keeping teal busy at the moment, so the teal is not going to be able to help green, as green is still losing more villagers. Now, blue makes it to Imperial Age with 56 villagers, but the question is, what's he going to do? He's still making knights, and Goths simply do not get good cavalry in the Imperial Age. They get Cavalier without the final armor upgrade, which is not going to help you that much against Arbalest, is it? Now, if we had an infantry spam, an awesome boom for blue with an infantry spam, that may have done the trick, right? That may have done the trick, but not with cavalry as Goths. Yeah. I mean, I know, I've said it, that cavalry dominates on Dry River, but in this stage of the game, when Halberdier is out, when your opponents are actively pushing into your base, when you are behind by 60 villagers, then cavalry's not going to help you that much at this point. It simply just isn't. Because, I mean, yellow is just going to keep spamming eagles, red will just keep spamming Halberdiers, which will completely destroy your knights as well. I don't know. It just looks like Brothers Yeta is going to take the second game as well. Now, as the castle will slowly start to go down as well. As we have, yeah, let's go, Samurai. They're completely useless right now. We don't need Samurai for anything. They can't, you know, they're not that great against knights after all. But I like the fact that we made them. The reason why is to protect this ram, just for that. Now, garrison in the ram, you know, go for a nice little Samurai attack. I like it. Wow. I didn't expect to see Samurai this game, honestly. Actually, you know, we would have seen Samurai if the Goth player had decided to go for Huskarls. Then Samurai would have been the right counter, of course. Yeah, more eagles being ran in as well. Blue is just making knights again. It's just, knights weren't working before. They're not going to work now. They're not going to work now either. I mean, the only hope is teal. The only hope is teal, who is still has yet to click up the Imperial Age. Teal has a pretty good economy. 137 villages is great. He just doesn't have the gold to click up. I think he ran out of gold spamming that on cavalry. He actually has gold in the back, but I bet he doesn't see that. Nope. He doesn't see it. Does he see that gold? He must see this gold, though. He can just see that gold. Well, he needs gold right now. Is he taking gold anywhere else? Yes. Yes, he is. Not going to help him that much, though, as blue is here to save him. 19 knights for teal. Teal is also pushing to the front. Alright, taking fights against the Turkish Hussar, which he got for free, of course. Red also getting Kataparuto. That makes his trebuchets unpack real fast. Look at this. Once they unpack, you'll see. I'll just watch this fight for a second. As purple is spamming into the Hussars, which will absolutely die to the Malian cavalry, obviously. But this is fine. Keeping them busy. All the while, blue is going to die to this. Because blue, again, making a unit that's simply not going to help you here. Goth just It's not a cavalry civ. They're not good at that. That's not their thing. Look at these trebuchets. Wow, and there they are. They also fire a little bit faster as well now, so... Yep, this is pretty sweet. Cavalier is in, but again, this is about as upgraded as they're going to get, and they will even die, they may even die to Eagles here. Town center goes down, blue's down to 31 villagers, 15 military only, most of which is right there, as they are trying to go for a push on purple, but purple can just go for some heavy cavalry, completely counter that. Purple, why are we making camels? Why are we making hussar? You have gold, my friend, look at that gold. He's got 2,000 gold. Purple. Camels. Everyone's making cavalry. Your camels are really good too. You've got fine heavy camel. I guess purple just wants to prove that just with hussars he can win this fight. Well, I mean, he ends up actually winning with the production, so it's fine. But it would have been a lot easier if he just made camels, honestly. Camels, you can clean all of this easy. Alright, well, blue's dead. 26 villagers on the run, trying to run into teal's base, as both teal and green have sought refuge behind teal's lines. But teal's base, now that blue and green have been cleaned out, teal will come under siege now from red and from yellow. Teal still not with the final cavalry upgrade, but he does have Farimba, does he? No, not even that. Okay, no Farimba either. That gives you +5 attack on your cavalry, including a light cav and hussar. Which is fairly strong, actually. As yeah, teal's gonna try to go for a raid, but obviously red should be able to reinforce that with some halberdiers to kill this quickly. I like the fact we're splitting out, but the thing is, it's too late to raid now, right? Raiding is good if you're slightly behind in military, right? You can't take a fight against the main force that your opponent is fighting against, throwing against you. You want to distract them, split up their forces, weaken their reinforcement, while you fix your own economy, get your own numbers up, and then take a fight against the main ball of military at some point. Yeah, they're not going to be able to fight this at some point. Like, this is too late for that. It's just, yeah. Like, I mean, if anything, now that Heavy Camel is out for purple, he's going to be able to deal with those raids fairly easily, because Heavy Camel, of course, absolutely destroy Light Cav. Then we got some Cavalier now raiding in the back of Yellow's base, which Yellow will probably send in some units to deal with that. We had Garland Wars come in as well, which means that these Elite Eagle Warriors now have almost the full attack that they can get. They lack the final attack upgrade. That would give them 9+8 attack. But it doesn't matter, the GG is called as the Elite Eagle Warriors run into teal's base. Like I said, it's too late to go for a raid now, because you are going to get raided to death. And indeed, Boris Yeta, after again an hour game time, Jesus Christ, take the third game. Oh my god, if every game is going to be like this, I'll be here until tomorrow. Oh man. Well, yeah. Honestly, like, there was a moment where Monko's Walrus did so much damage to purple that I think they could have rolled up the left-hand side, but I think they got caught up defending themselves against red, against yellow. They weren't able to clean up red's early crossbows. Red got the Imperial Age. I was able to push out with Imp Arbalest and with Halberdiers. And after that, Monko's Walrus just kind of got stubborn. Honestly, that's the only word that I have for it. They got stubborn. They were all making cavalry. Your opponent is making halberdier and eagles. Like, the golf player, for example, could have easily switched into infantry. Like, get a castle up, get a castle up, start making some huscarls, some infantry. Yeah, the Japanese player can go for samurai. That's true, but that's what the knights are for, right? This is all fine. You can counter the eagles with longsword. You can counter the archers with huscarls. Buy green some time to defend himself, because green didn't have the economy to make a whole lot of knights, which still lack, to this day, the second armor upgrade, right? On the other side, teal should probably have just finished off purple here and not let purple get back into the game, because that really came back to haunt them later. Now there's Heavy Camel on the field as well. Took a long time for teal to get to Imperial Age, and he didn't even get to Imperial Age. He was about to click up there finally, but only after slacking with the production. You know, he was making light cav instead of knights, because knights are expensive, of course. That teal never made it to Imperial Age. There you go. So that also didn't help, obviously. Yeah, but Boris Yeta, yeah, they had a nice position on the front. They were making the right units. I like the switch into Eagles. That was important, because to stick with just archers will just invite elite skirms, obviously, or worse, huscarls, right? And Eagles were able to kind of lessen that threat. That was good. All right, let's have a look at them statistics. We have probably a good kitty for red. There you go. Pretty good kitty indeed. Although he did lose a lot of halberdiers as well. As a result, his kitty isn't as OP as you think. Of course, the Eagles, they died as much as they killed. Actually, they didn't kill a whole lot. And again, showing why Castle Age Eagles aren't that strong. They really aren't. So, like, that's why switching into Eagles and Castle Age is risky, because they're not just simply not an overpowered unit just yet, until you get that final armor upgrade and the Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade as well. Become a lot faster, stronger. That's really when they shine a lot. Purple defending his side was fine, of course. As yeah, Blue's kitty was pretty good, of course, with his own knights. He did get a lot of kills there, for sure. Green, of course, defending himself as much as he can. But unfortunately, a good KD doesn't always equal victory. And in this case, it certainly didn't. As Boris Yeta simply did too much damage to the economy especially. And look at the difference there. Look at that Golf economy. It was horrendous compared to the even Purple's economy. And remember, Purple's economy was literally dead at one point. Like, effectively dead. Look at that vill count for Purple at one point. Ouch. 16 villages is the low point. Right there. Blue always had more than 40 villages, yet his economy just simply wasn't up to snuff there. Simply wasn't up to snuff. And with Goths, you kind of need to boom there. I think they certainly had the time to go for that, honestly. I think instead of going for knights, have the Goth player go archers. That would have been a lot better. That would put less strain on your food economy, right? It stops your opponent from making any counters to infantry or knights. Right, and of course, once you're fully boomed, you just switch into infantry and dominate everything with your Goth spam. I think that would have been attainable this game. I think it really would have been, but some other time. That's a what if that we'll never know. 8 p.m. Purple actually with 53, the fastest player of this game. All right. Now, we have a match point for Boris Yeta. They need to win one more game, and then they will be the Virgo Cup champions of Category C. Yeah, I can't believe I get to say that now, because there's no further stage to go to. This is it. This is the pinnacle of achievement that either of these teams can go for. So, with that said, let's go into the next game after looking at the draft. That's right. Before I forget, we do have a map draft. Let's see. So it will be, after Win on Dry River, it will be Chaos Pit. Wow, that's quite a decider game, actually. If it is a decider game, we may still go to Atacama for all we know, obviously. But I mean, if it has to be the final battle, Chaos Pit will be one of the awesome maps to do it on. All right, let's see. A win with Japanese, a win with Aztecs, and a win with where's the Turks? There you go, Turks. Loss with Malians, a loss with Goths and humans. Okay, now I thought that Goths would be for Chaos Pit. Clearly, that's not going to happen. So, instead, what I think will happen here, probably Teutons or Khmer. Either of the two, but I think I would keep Khmer for Atacama. So, probably Teutons here. Bulgarians as the flank save. That's obvious, obviously. And then, yeah, either Portuguese, Saracens, Bohemians, it doesn't really matter. I think Bohemians probably a little bit better because you get that faster stone mining, which allows you to get more stone in for towers or to buy your way up to the castle age faster. So those are my picks. And Bulgarians, obviously, for Great Post. Then for Boris Yeta, it will probably be... I think we're going to save Huns and Tatars then for Atacama, which leaves us with Celts and Incas for this map. Although you can totally go for either Huns or Tatars in this map as well. It would be fine. Between Mongols and Slavs are the better cavalry civ overall. Mongols kind of lacking that final armor upgrade, but Slavs have the better farms. Mongols have the better uptime. So, I don't know whichever you want to go for here. Yeah, it's hard to pick. I think I would pick Slavs here because you have a chance to win this game and win the tournament championship and take that risk using that civilization here, giving you a better shot at winning the game as well. Whereas Mongols, they don't have an eco bonus, so they kind of slump, right? So, yeah. Or, other way around, you can go for Mongols here, right? Expecting to lose this map, and then have Slavs left for the last game, so you can clean it out on your own home map then. That could also be the reasoning. So I guess we'll have to see. Alright then, and now we're actually going to go into the fourth game. The fourth and maybe the final game, depending on who wins this, of course. This will be the tournament game. Mongols Walrus need to win if they want to have a shot at still becoming the champions. Whereas Boris Yeta can win this game and become the final champions of Category C. So let's go. Who's gonna win here? Who's gonna take home the gold? Literally this time. And there we go. Aha! Alright, let me change the color there. Perfect. Welcome to Chaos Pit. One of the most disastrous maps in the tournament, I should say. It is definitely a wacky map to play. It's, as the name suggests, absolute chaos. Now, of course, we don't have to worry about the Persian douche because the Persian Civ has already been used, so we're not going to see that this time. I know, I'm sorry too. That's, of course, very unfortunate, but probably a little bit better for your economy if you don't go for a Persian douche. Alright, as we have a little bit of a lame here for Red trying to steal the sheep, as Teal says, well, if I can't have the sheep, then no one can. Or not, I'm going to block it. Oh, Teal's saving the sheep. And now Red gets a sheep again, because remember, Red is Celts. Red is Celts, so he can steal sheep from right under your nose. The moment that Red gets close to this, the sheep immediately becomes his. He could run all the way under your TC, take all your sheep from you, and you wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Celt power, man. Look at that. Look, you can't steal it. You can't steal it. You have to wait until the Celt player is out of line of sight. Look, you can still steal it. Celt bonus, man. It's hilarious. Oh man, it's funny. Alright, we should introduce our players. Let's start with the home map team. In the teal, we have Juan Camon playing as the Portuguese, trying to keep a sheep alive. In the green, we've got David Spin playing as the Teutons, as we thought. In the blue, we've got Cobra Car playing as the Saracens. Alright. That's interesting. No Bulgarians then. Interesting. Alright then. In the purple, we've got Simon playing as the Huns. Alright, Hun flank on Chaos Pit, that's fine too. In the yellow, we got Mongols for Damilongi, that's fine. And then Celts for Tino here, opting not to go for Incas then. Alright, that's fine. Now, of course, like I said, you can totally steal all these sheep. You can just run right there, take the sheep, and they will not be able to steal them back from you as long as your scout is in line of sight. That's the Celt bonus. It rarely comes into play, but you could totally get away with it here if you know where your opponent is. So, yeah. But Red more interested in just taking his deer. That's fine too. Now, Chaos Pit, as you can see, is a mess. It's a mess. You do not have gold to start out with. You only have 2 tiles of stone and then 2 piles of them, right? You got some berries as well. You get 2 berry bushes per player, about a bit of hunt as well, but that's about it. For the rest, you got wood. If you want wood, you're going to have to go to this wood line. Now, you can take one of these clumps of wood, of course, but most players will want to chop through the 3 layers of trees that surrounds the entire arena. A literal coliseum, one might say. Once you got through, you can expand to the outer rim, which is where you find stone and gold, most importantly, which is kind of what you need, obviously, in order to get up to the next stage. As we have a villager here for Teal, not so sure what that villager is doing here, though. Is that a villager sent to lame stuff, like wall in berries, for example? You wall in these berries. Yellow probably wouldn't notice that. I guess we'll see. That village is being sneaky. Yellow did see it though. He knows that it's there, but he didn't try to stop it for now. You could have called in the help from Purple Scout at the same time and maybe take out this villager together. But for the time being, this villager will be able to sneak his way into the back of Yellow's base. Not sure yet what the plan is here though for the Portuguese player. This is something they've probably prepared. As he's thinking about walling this in, but then thought twice about it being pretty close to Yellow's TC. Alright, what are we doing? Got Teal coming to the other side. Yellow can now see this villager. Let's see. Okay, we're going to wall in the wood line. Let's see. Is he going to get it? Oh, you need to do both at the same time. Yellow is paying attention, making sure that that doesn't happen. So yeah, that was a cute idea for Teal, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. As Yellow is now just going to rush down this villager. His scout is strong enough now to take this fight against the Bill, and Teal's going to have to wall that in if he wants to save it. Yeah. Alright, well, the villagers are being pulled back now. Now Teal can take the fight because he has got a scout in the villager. But that villager is fairly weak now. Yellow knows what it's up to, right? He knows what this villager may do. So he can probably alert his teammates to the possibility. Now, I expect Yellow's uptime to be okay here. There's not that much hunt on Chaos Pit. A few deer here and there, but not too much. Not a whole lot of boars either. So, like I said, you have berries, which favors Franks, not so much Mongols. So your uptime is not going to be that much better than everyone else here. At least I don't expect so. I mean, Yeah, I mean, look, if you compare green and the Mongol player, see, it's almost identical. So, you know, the Teuton player didn't do bad at all with his own uptime there. So, yeah, both players will be in the few lates, and they will go for, you know, will obviously go for scouts. That is the meta here, after all. Now, Teal walling in his villager. Guess he wanted to keep it safe. Not sure exactly what he's going to do with it now. He could still try to wall in Red's woodline, I guess. But, honestly, I mean, the only way that is really effective is if you wall in the villages where they can't reach the wood line anymore, right? Otherwise, it doesn't really make any sense because Red wants to keep his villages safe anyway, so he will thank you for walling in his wood line for him. Yeah, I think that villager play, excuse me, didn't do too much here. Not more than just slowing down the Portuguese player. As we have some militia now being sent to the back of Teal's base. Teal's also not trying to cut through the wall of wood, so he's going to not be able to go to the outer rim here anytime soon. And Red is going to look for that. He's going to see that that's not the case. So yeah, Teal will be stuck in the middle of the map if he doesn't cut through, that is. As we have militia now coming through, Teal does notice that, but can't stop these militia from getting through the walls here. There's a hole there. Teal, of course, is safely on a wood line, but he's mostly taking other resources right now, like taking the straggler. Finally clicks up. Red as well on the way to Feudal Age. Yeah, Celts will shine in the Castle Age. That is when they can get siege out, and I expect the Celt player to want to go for a siege push on the Portuguese player. The Portuguese player does not have a lot of defensive archers or any other stuff like that, like monks or something like that. They might struggle against the Celt player here. As Purple and Red are taking a fight against Teal and Green. Do manage to get one of the scouts, as Teal is now trying to counter the militia he's seeing by making his own militia, which Red is fine with. That will just delay Teal even further. On the other side, we have Blue heavily on stone, has taken both these stones, and one of those stones is actually of Purple. Purple does have a stone in the back, so if you wanted to go for some something like that, that'd be fine. Instead, Purple's going to go for some Hun scouts. Alright, risky, but that could be worth it. As for Blue, he's Saracen, so I expect him to want to go for... I think he's just selling stuff at this point. He's just mining stone to sell, right? That's the idea. I don't think he's tower rushing Purple, because otherwise he would have been tower rushing at the moment already. His uptime was pretty late as well. 25 villagers though, so it's still okay. But yeah, a little bit of idle time. So his uptime is the worst out of the rest of the teams. Alright, well, scouts skirmishing around Green's base. Green is pushing away these Mongol scouts for the time being. Even killing one because Yellow wasn't paying attention to it. Ooh, Scout hurrying out of there. Just in time. Vroom, 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 but it will still die. There you go. Scout goes down. One Teuton scout goes down as well. So Yellow still with a slight lead over the Teuton player here. Now, Teutons will want to limit the Feudal Age play here. All-in scouts with Teutons is... That's fine, you can get all the upgrades obviously, so it's fine, no husbandry, but I mean that's only Castle Age anyways. So it's okay. The problem is you don't get to upgrade your unit, so anything you invest in Feudal Age, it will basically be a waste of investment by Castle Age. Whereas by Castle Age, you get awesome knights. Knights with a lot of armor, a lot stronger than those measly scouts you could make with Teutons. So it's a lot better to just get to Castle Age as fast as you can, honestly. Now, does that mean you should stop producing scouts at some point, even when your opponent still has a lot of scouts and they may kill your teammates? No, of course not. You need to time it well. But I think it's in your favor, right, to limit the Feudal Age time. Whereas the Mongol player will probably want to extend it as much as he can, because in the Castle Age, the Mongol player will be far behind the Teuton player. Of course, you pay full price for farms, and of course, you also don't get armor on your knights. Anyways, in the meantime, Red has cut through the wood line, no surprises there. He has Celts after all. He's also the only player in his team who even attempted to cut through. You can see Blue is almost there, Green almost there as well. He's getting very close here. Yeah, only 33 on that. If Red gets there in time, he could still maybe wall in that wood line and stop Green from getting out. That may be very cool indeed. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it. Right now, Green is very busy fighting on the front. He may not even notice it if you try to wall in his wood line, honestly. Because he's going to get through, right? This tree right there, yeah, 6 wood. So he will get through, but indefinitely, I don't know. Anyways, Purple is making scouts. He's also, also walled like this. Not fully walled, obviously, but walled enough where Blue feels the need to break through over there. Okay, Purple's going to try to wall that in now. I mean, red is going to try to wall it in. In the meantime, the scouts for yellow are looking for a kill in teal's wood line, which is just sitting right there. Teal does not have a lot of scouts himself, only 2 of them. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's what the Portuguese player should be going for here anyways. As red's trying to get walled in, but he's not in time. Not in time. Not even the Celts with their faster wood chopping could be in time to keep green out here. As green send a villager forward, so at least he will always have 1 villager out here now. Red in the meantime is, well, he's going for some archers now to put pressure on teal. So red wants to extend the feudal age a little bit then and take some fights against teal before clicking up. As teal, yeah, doesn't have the food or the gold to click up, so it's not like he will be in castle age anytime soon. Red now is here with a villager, but green can probably stop that easily. As, oh, purple! Purple, it looks like he had a hole in the wood line, and blue waltzes right in. Now, purple did relocate his villagers. He only lost 1, so it's not like he got massacred there. Has the same wood line now, but again, not really, you know, they're not really trying to get through the wood lines here. I mean, that's kind of weird to me. Like, on a map like Desert Slope, if you don't try to cut through, that's okay, right? Because, you know, you already have gold at your main base. But on Chaos Spade, you don't have any gold. So if you don't cut through, you won't have gold. Right, unless you, I guess, use red's hole right there. That sounds kind of dirty, but yeah, you know what I mean, right? As red could also wall off the site now that his opponents have made it through the walls. Eventually, you're going to have to, you know, get to gold at some point. I mean, yellow is clearly trying to go all in feudal here. He's at 2 stables now, making a lot of scouts, 12 scouts for him. As green, who has cut through, does have gold now, will be able to get to the next stage. Now, green is now launching his own counterattack along the rim of the map, and here comes yellow. Wow, the fighting has shifted outside now. Alright then. Well, it's good for yellow to be here, because otherwise those scouts would easily kill all these villagers that red has sent out there. Same time, the scouts for purple finally find his army, catch it off guard, and blue will finally lose all his archers there. Nicely done. So that ends the threat that blue had on purple. But, for now, because blue is on the way to Castle Age. Scouts meeting each other in the middle as both players try to kill each other's villagers, but it's actually green who will lose his villager first. That villager was out of here all the way, and there it goes. Alright, scouts v scouts, still 11 scouts for yellow. Green, about to click up here. He still needs the buildings. Nope, he's good. There you go. This is very risky for Borussia. I mean, if you go for extended feudal age play, you better do enough damage to your opponents to stop them from going to Castle Age. That's not the case right now. Yeah, I mean, there red goes. Purple is also on the way by selling stuff. But again, I mean, what is purple going to go for here? Like, he doesn't have any gold. He doesn't have gold right now. This is why you want to cut through the wood line, right? Why you want to do that. Because then at least you have gold. You can always escape with villages if you need to, right? You can drop town centers out there for safe economy. I mean, yellow's trying to cut through now, but with this villages spread out like that, it's going to take a while. You almost want to just, like, you know, actually, like, shift queue them over the trees like that. Just to cut through in the fastest way possible. But Yellow's not going to get the Castle Age anytime soon, and he killed 5 villagers, which is okay, but not game ending. Not game ending. You know what is game ending? Blue, right there, heavily on stone, has been selling that stone in order to get gold. So it's not like blue has the stone for a castle. That's actually what I wanted to check, but no. So no castle drop. He will be able to get out of here now. He does have a hole in the wood line. As a result, those villagers, yep, are being sent forward. They can go drop a TC on the gold now, which is a good idea. As, yeah, purple will be in the castle age. Purple, though, how much stone does he have? Not enough for a castle just yet. Yellow's got enough for a castle almost. I guess, wow, we're gonna go for Mongol Mangudai now. But Yellow's still not in the castle age, so he's not gonna be able to drop any castle anytime soon. As scouts are still trying to find value here. Green walling that out for the time being. He's got plenty of villages out here now, so it's fine. Been kicked out of his stone though, so at least there's that. He won't have enough stone for a Teuton castle. Aw, no Teutonic Knights. Very sad times. Yellow now bored, doesn't know what to do. He's just getting spearmen, I guess, with scouts. I guess if you have to do something. He does have armor and the attack upgrade, but not bloodlines, because again, that costs gold. We don't have gold, remember. Alright, we got 2 town centers now being dropped by purple. That TC, that's a farm TC. Can you imagine being able to drop a town center outside of the walls? Yeah. Yeah, you can tell that Borussia not the most experienced on this map. right? I mean, like, they're trying some stuff, but it's not really gonna work out long term, right? You need that outer rim for gold. On Gale's Pit, not chopping through the wood line is not so good. Now Yellow did manage to find a way inside of the green base, or at least this wood line. As a result, is past that stone gate and can try to break through now to the villagers on the outer rim. There's not a whole lot of them out there anyways. Red is here as well, can definitely help green at that. That's pretty good. Agreed. Then again, the Teutonic Knights. Well, actually, just Teuton Knights. They're not Teutonic Knights. They don't drive any horses, do they? Mangonel for blue on this first town center. Purple has no military to speak of. He's just trying to boom. Well, and just selling stone, I guess. Yeah. And do you think they knew that there is gold on the outer rim? I mean, surely Red told them, right? And surely they have seen this map before, right? Huh. Well, whatever the case is, Bordeaux is still not on the outer rim, but they still have more military and more villages as well. So it's not like they're dead or anything. Don't get me wrong, right? I don't want to be too critical, obviously. But I think on a map like this, you kind of need the outer rim. You really do. As Red wants to lay siege now with the Teal, so Teal can't cut out of here either. That's hilarious. Well, I mean, Mangonel, you can easily kill this tower, that's for sure. Yellow scouts have made it through the gates now, and oh boy! Alright, so green did have gold before, but not anymore as the villages get taken down. Green should probably have dropped the town center while he had the chance. Didn't do that, and now as a result, he's not going to have any safe gold. No gold for green, no knights. So yellow still being in feudal age is not a big deal if green can't make any knights, because remember, Teutons don't get light cav, so yeah, you're basically stuck with scouts with upgrades, and that's kind of it. Town center for purple is close to dying as purple tries to take a shot, gets a shot in on blue, but blue dodges it. A little bit at least, took some damage down both his Mangonel, so they're both kind of weak there. So purple can definitely try to take those out. See, blue's going to try to go in for the shot. Purple, noticing that, pulling back in time. Kills one of the Mangonels, though, that got too close to the town center. Now purple will go in, try to kill these crossbows or the Mangonel. Blue wants to repair, but doesn't have the gold for it, because he's also not gone to gold, because he dropped his TC on wood, not on gold. Mangonel's very close to dying. Purple for a shot. Dodges. Nicely done there. Nicely done. Purple now another shot on the crossbows. Attack route. Nah. Close miss there. Another shot. That will be a landing. Nicely. Right in the middle of these crossbows. Blue not paying attention to his crossbows. Taking some damage there. Good stuff. Alright, crossbows for red. Red the only player with safe gold. Ish. That is until someone raids it. He's going to try to wall this up too, Dale. That's fine. Of course, red, of course, with some siege here to being very annoying. And teal, yeah, where are you going to send your villagers? It's hard to cut out of this wood line at this point when your opponent already has lots of siege on the other side. A castle now going up in front of purple to buy himself some valuable time because there's no way that the Saracen player will be able to consistently kill that. Not just yet. As blue is still dropping TCs, why not on gold? Blue, you need gold. Why does everyone not want to mine gold this game? Except for red. Like, did they forget red is that gold is important or what? I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Red's the only one who's playing this map in a way where I'd say, yeah, that's recognizable. The other players are just going completely YOLO right now. Mining stone, selling stone, buying food. You know, breaking out, not going to gold. This is very interesting. I mean, like, I'm not really sure what blue's going to go for that. I'm not sure what teal's going to go for. As teal's trying to get knights out. Of course, doesn't have the gold for that. We have a castle now for green. Now, that would safeguard this gold at the very least. He's sending some knights to the north to take care of this siege. These knights do not have +2 yet, but there's only 5 crossbows there. Now 6. Even with good micro, it may be very difficult to kill this army. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Here comes the siege, taking some damage from the scorpions. Yeah, but now in the minimum range, so they're not going to be able to do that much. That's their siege units. And yeah, green. Targeting those first, of course. One knight has gone down. Another knight gone down. Well, I think red with some micro should be able to kill this. Yeah. Villager goes down. That's more important, actually. As green tries to get this last unit as well. But yeah, can't stop red from having a nice position there. On the other side, crossbows now. Yeah, attacking the villagers on stone. You just keep those right there. And blue's not going to have anything to deal with that. Huh. Especially since his crossbows are dying to villagers over here. Yellow did lose a few vills, but not a whole lot actually. So yeah, blue losing his army all at once at the same time. Yellow also finally cutting through, and then purple is like, nah, you can't have a hole. There you go. Yellow finally has gold, is also in castellates now. Things are looking a little bit better for Boris Yeta now that they've actually finally cut through and are taking gold on the other side. That's kind of the important thing, huh? Got some Mongol light cav raiding around over here, just raiding some more villagers as we have no military from Mongols Walros. This is a war game! Why are we making military? Mongols Walros, we need military! Why are we not making anything? I don't get it! I don't get it, I don't understand. Like, how did it take this long to get a TC up on this gold? You would have safe gold, you would have Teuton Knights, destroy everything. Right now, the Mongol player has 8 Knights, the Teuton player's got nothing. Mongols Walros have exactly 0 military on the field as green... Oh, I see. I see. Green sold food, clicked up the Imperial Age. I think that's a mistake. That's a mistake. Yeah, I never like fast imp for the pocket. I never like it. The reason for that is affording knights is super expensive. If you happen to have a lot of knights already, maybe, but I mean, how would you do that and fast imp, right? It's impossible. So you get the Imperial Age with no military to upgrade, right? You're still going to have to get all these upgrades. You're still going to have to get all the Cavalier upgrades, things like that. And even 2 Cavalier with full upgrades, they still die, the Knights, if there's like 10 of them versus 2. So I never like fast imp play. It's so risky. Not for pockets at least. For the flank, now there's an idea. They are likely to have a lot of crossbows in the field. So going, fast imp, not the actual fast imp build order, but like Imperial Age in a faster time than anyone else. That's totally fine. But for the pocket, I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, green makes it the imp. Now let's see. He's got 3 knights in the field. Without the second armor upgrade or attack upgrade. They have bloodlines, but that's it. You've got 47 villages. That's not enough to produce from 2 stables either. See, this is what I mean. We just invested 1,800 resources into Imperial Age instead of making... how many knights is that? Like 10 knights? 11 knights maybe? Right? Maybe 12? Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't understand it. I've seen it happen in Virgo Cup a few times, actually, where one player, the pocket tries to go fast into Imperial Age, and they've always gotten punished for it. And Steel is still trying to cut out of this darn wood line. He's going to get there now, though, with that castle. As Red's just going to drop a castle. If he dropped it a little bit closer, he could still have denied this wood line. That would have been hilarious. We got, crossbows on the back of Green's base. Green has a few knights, but again, look, they don't have Imperial Age upgrades, so then what do we go to imp for? Right, that's the question you gotta ask yourself, right? That's really important. Because if you're gonna go up to imp, it's gotta be for something, right? It's going to have to be for something. Otherwise, it's just a waste of resources. And I think right now, I don't think Green is gonna be able to do anything here. We got knights over here. We got... I thought that was imp coming in. It's actually imp for Baloo, who's on the way to Imperial Age as well, with no army to upgrade. What is it with this no army imp? What, they want trebuchets to push this back? Mongols Walros! They just seem completely flabbergasted right now. Like, they just don't know what to do anymore. But there's no military. Nice shot. Oh, beautiful. Bada boom. Another one. Another one. Another one. Oh, yes. Let's go. Red not paying attention there. Now, luckily his crossbows were, but he did lose half his crossbow mass there. Now, these are the kind of things that we're going to need to come back into this game. But are we going to come back into this game? That's the question. No military. We have 2 players going up to imp, but Red's in Imperial Age as well. He's getting the Arbalest upgrade. Purple will be an imp with 93 villagers. One player in imp with 93 villagers. That's scary. Yellow is still making knights, raiding around everywhere. We still have yet to try to break through this darn wood line, at least for Teal. Yeah, he got through. He still can't get through, though, because of this darn castle. And his Red is even getting some trebuchets out just to deal with that. And, oh, no, Teal, don't try to rush it down. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, man. And Teal's going to try to sneak around, but... Oh, man. Man, oh man. Yeah, this is what I mean, right? It's been 3 minutes, and Green's army is no bigger than it was before. It's also still a castle age, a feudal age army even. With, well, knights not being feudal age, obviously, but the upgrades certainly are. That's what I mean. This is why I don't think Fast Imperial for the pocket really works. You just need to make much of an economy. It's just too expensive to get all your upgrades and get that many knights out in order to actually have it be worth it to go imp. Now, if you do it for siege or something else, I guess, but then you kind of need your flanks to have a nice position on your opponent already. Otherwise, it makes no sense. And honestly, just make the flanks go up the imp, right? That would be a lot better. Anyways, we got light cav raiding everywhere as we have 45 villagers for blue. He's making a trebuchet right now, but he's getting trapped himself. So that fast imp, well, that Imperial Age really for blue didn't do wonders for him. We got some scouts now being made by the Portuguese player, which are again not going to save them from Arbalest. Ah, what a heartbreaker. What a way to go out to. Yeah, Mancos Valeros, they just got outplayed on their home map. They just... I know that they had something prepared here. I saw it with that villager earlier. It just didn't do too much. Feudal Age wise, they kind of lost the battle as well. They weren't able to secure a safe place on the outer rim until right now, right now. They finally have some safe economy on the outer rim. It's too late at the moment. Most of their economy is getting ransacked here. Got an organ gun coming out now, which again would have been nice if we went for an early organ gun rush. I would have liked that a lot actually. But yeah, at this point, 90 military versus 14. Blue's down center will get taken out here as well by the trebuchets. The 276 villagers versus 148. Ay, 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 ay. Ah, what a heartbreaker. What a heartbreaker. They came so far, Mancos Valeros. So far indeed, you know. But in the finals, they met their match finally in Boris Yeta, who will take this game. Because I just do not see, I don't see how Mancos Valeros come back from this. The G is called. I like the cordiality. I like the sportsmanship here. I appreciate that. I know it's going to be, sour, for the Mancos Valeros team. But they can be proud nonetheless of reaching the second spot. But the Category C champion of Virgo Cup VII is Boris Yeta. Alrighty, taking the finals with 3-1. I mean, it looked a little shaky there at the start. I think Boris Yeta maybe not the most. I don't think they prepared on this map as much as they did on other maps. For one, not cutting through. That yellow and purple didn't do that until right now. That already, tells me that. That's kind of what you want to be doing here. You want to get to that gold as fast as possible, especially if you're yellow, because you need that gold to produce knights, right? And in this case, the Hunt player also needed the gold, right? But Mancos Valeros weren't able to capitalize on that. The fact that their opponents were longer in Feudal Age. They just kind of didn't make any military. And on Chaos Pit, not making military is the death sentence for yourself. Like, you need to make military. Mancos Valeros didn't do that. And by the time that they finally got some military out, until they finally got some TCs up, not even on gold, by the way, which, again, is a mistake. Yeah, it was too late at this point. It was simply too late. Yeah, and Boris Yeta deservedly getting the title as well. They played awesomely. I know, again, my apologies for not casting you until the elimination stage. We never got to it. But, I mean, we got to cast lots of Boris Yeta now. So I think they've been casted more than most teams in the group stage. So I think they can be, they have nothing to complain about, obviously. And of course, congratulations to Boris Yeta for getting their win here. Deservedly so. They can rightfully call themselves champions. Of course, Mancos Valeros, good luck next time. They did fantastic as well. They can be proud with the second place. That's no mean feat as well either. Man, oh man, Category C was bonkers this year, as it has been, I'm sure, in the previous years as well. The last time in Category C for Virgo Cup VI, it was pretty crazy already. Lots of weird, out-of-the-box strategies that you got from these teams. And man, everyone played their hearts out. They can all be proud of their performance, obviously. Although only one can win, obviously. And there we have it. The first champion for Virgo Cup VII, Boris Yeta.